through the fantastic tuition from Rachel. The easy-to-follow steps shown on this DVD will make you feel like you have your own personal tutor and experience many different techniques specifically designed for creating earrings. This DVD covers how to make your own findings, Aztec, Art Deco and Aphrodite earrings. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
You can now keep in touch by following Jewellery Maker on Twitter. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you will receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Join Vicky Carr for her baby shower on Friday the 24th of April morning show. There'll be lots of fun, extra special JM treats, and Vicky will be joined by Angela, the JM Business Academy guru. It will be a morning show not to miss, Friday the 24th of April from 9 AM.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome all to Designer Inspiration. Good Friday. Good Friday, everybody.
Friday.
No, it's not Good Friday. Oh, Easter eggs on Sunday. No, good. Happy Friday to everybody. How are you all? My name is Rebecca Redican. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got real treats galore for you. Some things that we haven't seen in absolutely yonks. One of my absolute favourite gemstones in the whole wide world. We haven't even got it on the website in strand form at the moment. I haven't seen it properly, a brand new one for months and months. I'm getting my timeline back. Zircon is back with us today. I am too excited. I'm also really excited because our kits are very special today. Both kits are composed of beautiful, high-end gems of distinction gemstones, and the lovely lady who's been working with them for us today is this little lady, Claire!
Hello!
Hi Claire, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you.
Goodness, you have been given some really stunning gemstones that are just so far up your street, aren't they?
I have. They were beautiful kits.
They really are. You can see that you've had a lot of fun with them.
I did, I love them.
Do you know what? It's Friday, it's the weekend, we get a little bit, you know, mischievous on a weekend. Just show me one of your pieces, please, right now. We've got loads of treats for you today. Yeah, sure. We're going to learn to make this one, aren't we? Look how sensational this is. I've already had this on today. I had to take it off. How stunning is this? We're going to be learning how to create this absolutely wonderful piece today, and that's just from one of our designer inspirations. The second designer inspiration, total different kettle of fish.
Absolutely, completely different.
Totally different. I've got brand new strands in for you today. Not just one, not just two, no, one every single hour. I'm going to do the first one at 20 past, so stay exactly where you are because there's going to be some curveballs in there. And speaking of curveballs, my first half hour is just made up of things you would not usually expect to see. It'll be long lost friendly gemstones, it will be pieces we don't get to see on show that often, and in some cases it'll be prices you won't expect. So I really want to get started because I know I've got loads to fit in. Where are we going to, lovely? Let's get started with starting off with a bundle. Why not? We see the hammer quite a lot, don't we? We like the hammer. It's good. It's perfect for jewellery making. It's perfectly designed for jewellery making. I know I've just said we see hammers a lot. I don't actually think I have seen this one before. How many times has this hammer been seen? Because I don't think I have. The head itself looks different to me. I've got a slightly larger surface area here on the flattening section. If you look at the dome section here as well, it's more of a point, that ball pine end. And also when you look at the handle, it seems extended much further than usual. And actually the smaller end here seems a little bit different. The weight of it as well is beautiful. It's got a really nice weight to it. I think this for me would be perfect for flattening your coloured wire. It would be perfect for that because it's, you know, some of them are really heavy, great for stamping. This has got a little bit more of a lightness to it. So it will be great for using with your coloured wire, because of course when we're hammering coloured wire we don't want anything that is too heavy when it comes to the hammering, because you're more likely to take off the colour. But with this one you're not going to get that as much, because to me it is much lighter than what we are used to. If you are going to be hammering your coloured wire, well, we all know that you need any extra protection that you can get. We hardly ever see this, do we? Your rubber block is back for you today. This is your rubber branch block. There's so much we can do with this. You can hammer onto it. You can put it underneath your block, your actual steel block, to take out the noise as much from it as well. You can do absolutely loads with this. It's great to use on your coloured wire. It really, really is. And actually, I do know some people who have two and actually just use one on top of the other and just kind of gently flatten their wire by hitting them both together. So there's loads we can do here. 10 metres worth of your 0.8, perfect for hammering. You've got this lovely hammer and you have got the block as well. Your price point today should be. It is something a bit different. That's what section we're into now. It's something a bit different because we don't really see this before. I'm not sure I have seen this one, and if I have, it's been a while. But it's going to be a bit unusual as well, because it's £7.95 for you today on this one. Ben looked like he was jumping with excitement then. No? No. Just had cramp in your leg. Yeah. All right, cool. There's loads of you coming in. People weren't expecting that at all. We've had a really busy morning. The afternoon is set to continue. Whilst you're all coming in, I do love it when you're all coming in because it's nice to see everyone's name. Just to let you know, you're getting a huge discount on this. You really, really are. Absolutely massive. But also, when you have got things, you might already have 2 or 3 hammers in your selection. But hammering, when you're working with hammers, it's always good to have a different one for each job. A lot of, I guess, designers say. A lot of them will say, for example, for this one for me, like I've said, it is lighter than ones that I'm used to working with, so great for your hammering your coloured wire. But also, you know, if you've got one for stamping, then you obviously don't want to use one for stamping that you might use on your normal wire, because you'll get etches in the surface of your hammer that will then play out onto your textured wire, which you don't necessarily want. If you have a different one for just texturing as well, then you're going to want a different hammer for all of those different mediums. I know that some people use the hammers as well purely just for certain ones, for findings, for example, because some of them you need to be more intricate, you need to be well aware of the surface area you're working with, and this will be perfect for that, because like I said, that ball pine end seems smaller to me than the ones I've seen of late, so it's fantastic to get your hands on this. And the rubber bench block we hardly ever see. Whilst you're all coming in, I want to show you just some little bits and bobs we've got coming up. Don't forget, I've got a brand new strand coming up at 20 past. Well, this isn't the brand new strand. It is our brand new strand, but it's not the one that's coming up at 20 past. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how much I've missed this gemstone. We were so excited when we found out we were getting this, and I'll be completely honest with you. Me and my producer, we're going to sound so sad. Me and my producer were sat upstairs before going, oh, I'm so excited, are you so excited? Yes, I'm so excited. Producer Scott, manager Scott, was just absolutely laughing at us. But you're going to understand why I was so excited. Oh, if this was diamond, if it was diamond, you would be looking at, even at our prices, about £400 probably. More than that, in fact, probably, because of the clarity on it. It's not diamond, though, so it's not going to be £400. It's going to be less than £40 today. Oh, my gosh, I have missed you. It is absolutely sensational. Let me turn this block around, show you against the black, see if that's a bit better, isn't it? Oh, my gosh. Look. Look. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to bring you that. I'm so excited. And if you've never heard about Zircon before, by the way, these are going very, very quickly, so please check out those baskets, not many left. If you've never heard about Zircon before, I will be sharing a bit of knowledge about it. Well, sharing some things that I absolutely adore about it anyway, so that's coming up for you later on. Something... Don't show that, Ben. I can see you turning your camera. Ben! That's where I keep it. I'll pick it up in a second. Something a bit unusual. Anyone for a... Oh, Claire, don't you pick it up?
Okay.
Bless you, thanks. What a love. It's all right, Pete, you stay there. Look, something a bit unusual. We don't see Labradorite cabochons that often, let alone quality like this. Low stock opportunity on these cabochons, and yes, I'm saying these because it is plural, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Look at the wonder of these. They look like dragonfly wings. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm officially in my last chance saloon for these right here, right now, because people are quick off the mark today. They're already checking out their baskets. Of this, you're getting 175 carats worth of your amazing Labradorite. If I'll get all of these into shot for you so you can see that for me equates to 2, 4, 6, 7. That equates to, for me, your price point today, amazing price point for... You are joking. There's no need for this. These are about to sell out. £12.95. There was no need for that. It's a sellout, essentially, once everyone checks out. Well done, everyone. Told you something a bit unusual today. We're going to keep these deals coming at you today. Amazing price point. Well done, everyone. Just got yourself real bargain then. In the drawer, oh my gosh, I've got a picture for you of our website. As soon as I say the word Beryl to you, what kind of price points are coming into mind? Have you got that picture for me, right? What kind of price points are you thinking? Well, I went on our website to have a little look. We've got some bargains on the website. Take a look. These are all different colours of multi-stranded Beryl. The lowest one there, I can't believe that is £9.95. That is absolutely amazing for Beryl. That is astonishing. Even Ben is looking up and absolutely shaking his head. £17.95 even for Beryl is a complete and absolute amazing price. £74.95 we've got on that, yeah. £47.95 we've got on there, yes. All for your multi-Beryl. Now, when I had a look online, those weren't the most expensive ones. There were higher prices than that. But I wanted to show you lowest price, you know, £9.95, and that's out of kind of 2 pages worth of what we've got on our website right now. £74, yeah, we're used to seeing that on Beryl. I'm used to seeing higher than that, actually. Usually around the £40 mark as well. Multicoloured Beryl, we're talking about a real variety of colours, and on this strand here, I've got my heliodor tones, I've got my aquamarine tones, I've definitely got plenty of the morganite tones as well. But Beryl does demand those high prices. What if I could beat all of them you've just seen? Should be. Get yourself on the phone lines whilst you have the opportunity to do so. I'm about to make this the lowest price Beryl I think I have seen in possibly my time here at Jewellery Maker. Your price point today on Beryl, £8.95 for you. That is not the price point we usually expect to see Beryl at. You can see on our website right there and then. Yes, okay, different carat weights, but even then the highest price one you saw there was faceted, just like this one is. That price point for Beryl would never ever be expected. Beryl is one of the most high-end gemstone families in the world. It has in its kind of umbrella things like your morganite, absolutely loved and adored by some of the highest name brands, including things like Tiffany, including things like Chanel has worked with morganite as well. Boodles, actually, I don't know if you saw that show they had on probably about a year ago now, but even they were talking about morganite and putting morganite into their selection. The fact you have got morganite here at the price of, well, what? An agate? That just doesn't compute, does it? But it is here today. Should have been £14.95, which is astonishing. But lovely ladies and gentlemen, at that price point, as you can imagine, this is flying out the door. I know there is a slight queue on the phone, but it's completely and absolutely worth the wait. I've got far too many in baskets. I can't even actually keep up with the amount I have in baskets, but I do have plenty in there. Hello, multi-buyers. Loads of you coming in and getting this, probably because you know that you could probably, well, you could, I would say, make that price back with just one of these morganite. One morganite on a chain, and the rest of it pure profit, realistically. And I wouldn't even suggest probably selling one morganite for that price. I think people might be questioning it. But if you want to get your authenticity with this, you can either get it from talking to the call centre at 50p, or you can print off the details online as well. So well done everyone getting that complete bargain hunt as Teresa. I know you are. I've seen you a few times before getting your bargains. Karen's getting her bargains as well. We've got Sharon's coming in. Zelan, hope I've said that right. You're coming in and getting yourself some bargains. Joanna, Maureen as well. Some of you are buying more than one, which is absolutely perfectly fine. Too many to quote in baskets, and I've been told that we are going to sell out very soon in those, if you continue to come in at the speed you are now. So please do check out those baskets when you get the opportunity to do so. Bringing to you now something we don't see very often at all. We don't see it that often because we essentially weren't able to get that many of these in initially. When we did get them in, we didn't have stones to fit. I've got right here for you now a beautiful stone to fit this. Get your hands on the shank first, but I've not got as many. Definitely something a bit unusual. 95 sterling silver ring mount. Take a look. It's beautiful. That is the ring mount that you have here. It is beautiful. You can see the prong detail there. You've got that elegant twist in the shoulder area. Not only is that giving you much more kind of precious metal, because you're looking at almost 2.5 grams of precious metal here, but also what it's giving you is this gorgeous flourish, almost this frame around what could be your fire opal ring. That is sensational, isn't it? I'm going to have to get this out to have a nosy at it. You have got here genuine 95. It's in a size 5 for you today. Just to say to you as well, we are running very low on our ring mounts at the moment in time. You know, when we got the ring mounts in, we had loads of them, and then you might have seen dribs and drabs of them. We've not got many ring mounts left at all. So I would say get them if you want them whilst you can, because we have put a reorder in, but you know it can take quite a while to get the reorder back in. Oh my gosh, that just looks gorgeous. Obviously, I've not got my prong set tool, so I can't set it in properly, but just take a look at the look you can create. I'm going to give you the opportunity to own this opal in a moment. Look at that fire opal. Look at the beauty of this piece that you have the chance of creating. Your ring shank today, price point is just £7.95 for you today. It is absolutely astonishing, isn't it? Precious metal 925. Not only that, but it's been perfectly created for a big variety of stones. You've even got in the side detail here these little opening areas, which mean that more light is allowed through the gemstone, which means that so long as the gemstone is cut perfectly, like this one to my eye is, it means you don't get any windowing or any extinction points, which is exactly what we don't want in this, because that gemstone is cut so beautifully, and you can see the beauty really shining through due to the way that this shank is created. £7.95, about to sell out of the ring shank. And I would say to you, if the ring shank's too small, it's easier to get a ring shank resides up than it is to do it down. So much easier, because essentially to make it larger, all they really have to do is heat it a bit and stretch it out. As simple as that. Whereas to get it made smaller, they have to often chop bits out and reform and reshape, and it can be a bit of a nightmare. So that is a slightly smaller size for some of you. Don't worry, still treat yourself to it, because I know we're getting very, very low on the more popular sizes, I would say. So what have we got here? Okay, we've got a gem collector quality fire opal, and boy is this quality. I mean serious quality. You can see the fire in the fire opal, which isn't something we always get to see here at Jewellery Maker, but you most certainly are today. You have got a beautiful is it Mexican? Yes, Mexican fire opal. totally and absolutely natural. You also get your authenticity in here, wallet size authenticity card, and you'll get all your stickers of authenticity as well. The cut on this is absolutely perfect to my eye. You're catching the light on the table just there. It's got a lovely large table which actually gives the appearance of a larger gemstone. Then going down that girdle point and around the crown area. And the great thing about this is, can I ask you something? When you're looking in this, is there any area where the colour it looks washy? Is there any area where there's almost like a line in the colour and it changes and it goes a bit milky and then it's nice and colour? There's none, is there? That goes to show you the cut is absolutely epic. If you were able to see that, which we can see a lot of the time in certain gemstones, you can see it a lot in high-end gemstones a lot of the time. That's something we know is windowing, and that essentially means that the gemstone's been cut so that the lapidus can get more carat weight as opposed to more beauty, and it means that the light escapes essentially. You get this thing called windowing. This has not got that at all, meaning it's purely been cut for love and for beauty, and that's exactly what you've got here. Absolutely epic quality, cut to perfection in my mind. Your price point, £29.95. Be honest, does this £925 luxury ring look like it's cost anywhere under £60? It certainly doesn't to me. Look how huge it is, it's absolutely mammoth. But the fact of the matter is, actually, it's cost less than, well, what, about £37 to make, realistically. It doesn't look like that though, does it, at all? If you said to someone that this was genuine natural fire opal and it was around the £100 mark for the ring, they'd probably be telling you you've got a bargain, asking you where you got it from. Check out those baskets, low stock opportunity now on that fire opal, and this is the one that fits this one today. I could wear that all day. Pardon? Pete's just been reminded of something.
Are you ready now?
Yeah, we're ready now, Pete.
Ah!
No, Pete, I don't want noises like that today, Pete. I don't want noises like that today, Pete. He's properly like an annoying little brother, isn't he?
Brand new strand.
Brand new strand! That was nicer. Can we have animal noises today, Pete? I'd like that. I'd like animal... What was that?
There's a cow.
Oh, right. Sorry. I couldn't work it out. What was it again? Oh. It's an angry cow. Brand new strand for you right here, right now, and it is sensational. I haven't seen anything like this in so long. The light that bursts from this is astonishing. Brand new. Who's going to be the first to own this, I wonder? Take a little look. 95 carats of genuine lemon quartz for you today. It is so rich, it is so vibrant, it is bursting with life and light inside of it. Very rarely do we get lemon quartz on the show, let alone of this quality realistically. But today we have managed to get you a beautiful brand new strand of it. It has been faceted to give you this glow internally. Can you see this internal glow within the gemstone as I move this? You can see the interaction of the facets on the surface of the gemstone, that beautiful luster. But what you're also getting is you're getting that fire, that kind of diaphanity within the gemstone, which is just sensational. It really, really is beautiful. We adore how, when the light is captivated within, it almost holds itself for longer. 95 carats worth I have here. The wonderful thing about the way in which this does hold the light is, as you're wearing it, it's going to shine. It's going to give you that glisten of the surface, of that beautiful kind of lustrous appeal, but it's also going to give you this almost magical, almost eerie internal glow as well, which, if you're going to be wearing it, say, upon the neckline, is going to give you, as you wear it in natural light, it's going to give you this shining on the surface of your skin, which is just so eye-catching. You can see it a tiny bit underneath there reflecting on my skin, but obviously that's under these these lights. When you get it home or when you get it into natural light, you'll see that much more. It is a sensational strand for you today. And look, even as I'm turning, you can see that light interaction on those little facets, but then the glow kind of moves along the neckline as well, doesn't it? You've got loads in here as well. Big carat weight on this, about 95 carats worth, and the sizing's great because they are from really dainty at the end, around a 6x3. So right to the centre one's around about a 9x4. Loads of you, well done, multi-buyers straight away. Price point today. Something a bit unusual is true. It's unusual because we've never seen it before. It's unusual because we're going to give it to Claire as well as her challenge. What are you going to do with it, Claire?
I think I might try a ring, I think.
Love that idea.
And some sort of, I think, a bangle, I think.
I love that idea.
I mean, it would go with anything. You could do anything, couldn't you?
It's also
Wonderful.
a bit unusual because £12.95 will be the price you see in the future. We're doing a premiere launch price. I have to say, I can't guarantee this price will be seen again. £9.95 is your premiere launch price point on this today. Again, I do have to reiterate, I cannot promise you that £9.95 will be seen again. At 9 o'clock, this will go back up to the £12.95 price point, and I cannot guarantee you will ever see it at £9.95 again. We do it sometimes as a little bit of a thank you for joining us, thank you for seeing, you know, this first off really. So do get your hands on it now if you love an absolute deal. If you want to see how lemon quartz of this quality has that chance of shining and shimmering internally, then this is the perfect chance for you. I love the idea of a ring. You'll really be able to see the shimmer. Any other plans?
I mean, to me, they would be lovely with pearls. I think that would, you know,
nice.
you get the real contrast. It's just very spring-like, isn't it?
Could you do me a huge favour?
Yes.
Can you pass me that second necklace you're going to make later?
Yes.
This would go.
It would go beautifully with it, yeah.
You're not going to believe this second kit. I've got Labradorite garnet in my second kit. But look how sensational would this go. We're going to learn how to make this necklace in our second DI. Springtime, anyone? Oh, it looks absolutely gorgeous with it, doesn't it?
It'd work perfectly with that.
It would absolutely perfectly. This is our second designer inspiration, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be learning to make this later on. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to see how we do that. Thank you, lovely.
Thank you.
Okay, so £9.95 for you today. Running low on those already, but I better give you that so you can get started. I'll be with you in probably about 5-10 minutes.
Okie dokes, thank you very much. Wow, that is very sparkly, isn't
Isn't it? Can you see the glow?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
your
do.
street?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
No problem. It's what we're here for. Okay, so something a bit unusual is right. I'm in single figures already. It's a gemstone we very, very rarely see. I've only ever seen this gemstone myself once before. This is my second time. Chrysocolla. Get yourself on the phone lines right now, 0800 604 655. It's unique, it's individual, and it's single figures Chrysocolla that I have here for you. It is so unique and individual. This colour, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely naturally occurring. I've only ever seen this gemstone once before on Jewellery Maker, so I'm so happy to be able to bring it to you again today. It has got that beautiful depth and richness of colour to it, which is so unique and outstanding. It doesn't look like any other gemstone in the world that I can think of off the top of my head. I have got single figures of this, and that is already going down slightly. You have got here a really interesting gemstone. We don't see it that often because the yields are extremely low of this gem, but if you are into things like history of gemstones, well, it was believed that this used to be one of Cleopatra's absolute favourite gemstones. She believed that it would bring strength and femininity to her to help her rule, and quite a lot of those things are still believed now today in certain circles. I've got 5 of these left. Your price point now, £17.95. This is such a huge selection we've got here at that price point. It's astonishing. We don't see this hardly ever at all, so do get your hands on it. I've worked here a year and a half now, and I've only ever been able to bring you Chrysocolla once before. 1 of these left. Check out those baskets. £17.95 for you. Extremely busy today, but don't worry, I've got loads of treats coming up for you. Did you see near the end of the morning show with lovely Becky? Doesn't she look good? Vicky suits being pregnant, I think. I think she does, definitely. She just looks so slender still. Anyway, did you watch this morning? Did you see that she had those lobster claw clasps on? I've got them on, but in rose gold. Take a little look. These are genuine 925 that we have here. The real deal genuine 925. These are unusually seen because you've not actually seen these this year at all. We have got them back in stock for you today. They're really unusual as well because the price point I have been absolutely blown away by, to be honest. If you got the ones this morning, well then why not add the rose gold to your collection too? Rose gold, as we know, for some people, oh, sorry. Claire, what are you doing, pal? What are you doing,
I thought I'd match you. I'm really sorry.
God, don't bring that up. People have forgotten. If you do like to sell your jewellery, a lot of our guest designers will say that rose gold is the quickest colour in general that sells out on their store, especially when it's the 925 variety. I have got the real deal 925 here. It is absolutely shimmering and shining on these lobster claw clasps. They're a really gorgeous workable 8x3, and as you can see, I'm moving the clasp here because this is a movable jump ring. And the lovely thing about that is it means that no matter how you have this on your neckline or on your wrist, it's going to rest beautifully because it's got all of that articulation within the joint of this. So you're going to be getting 10 of these in total. Stunning rose gold. There they are for you. Your price point today, I can't believe, £6.95. You're getting 10 of these in total. That is an absolute corker and a half. It really, really is. Genuinely sensational. £6.95. They're back by popular demand. We haven't had them in this year at all, but they are back for you right here, right now. If you want serious luxury, well, you've got it because 925 is the base. But also, if you want popularity when it comes to colour, then realistically, rose gold, time and time again, is said to be one of the most popular of all the precious metals. And I possibly think that it is because certain people are silver, certain people will say they're more of a gold person, but I kind of think everyone really is a rose gold. It's sort of in the middle. And actually, when you do look on the high street, when you look in those high-end, you know, jewellery quarters around the country, you will notice that rose gold is being used more and more and more in designs, more and more and more in the high-end designs. Because if you think about it, I think a lot of the time when we think of blue gemstones or amethyst, you might instantly think silver. When you think of the hotter, heatier gemstones, you know, your citrine, you might instantly think gold. Well, actually, rose gold works perfectly with all of those tones and more. Rose gold goes gorgeously with green. It goes beautifully with your Labradorite tones. Really nicely with your mookaite as well. It goes beautifully with. It goes gorgeous even with some of the most bedazzling gemstones in the world, such as this. I cannot tell you how much I am excited. Look at how pretty it makes my finger look. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to bring you this. I'm so excited. I've got loads of treats coming up for you today. $6.95, well done everyone. Loads of your names have gone off my screen, but well done to everyone. Nice to see you, Pamela. And, oh, I can't wait to own this. Who? Erica. Kumathini, Alison, Sue, Suzanne, Diane, Shirley, Eunice, Pam. Lots of you coming in. Eunice. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got loads of treats coming up for you. I can't even begin to tell you. I really can't begin to tell you, so I won't tell you. All I will say is lots and lots of treats on the show today for you. I've got some Becky's bargain bundles coming up later. I've got Trey Chic coming up for you later on as well. Who's he? Trey Chic. Oh, he's a lovely American man. No, I've got Trey Chic coming up for you, which is where this is coming into play as well. Don't forget, my next brand new in is going to be at 2:20. Please don't miss it. Please be there. Please be there. Please don't miss out on this, because I wish I had 200 of these, but I don't. I can't wait. It's Speaking of can't wait, it's designer inspiration time already. Lovely Claire, what are we expecting, please?
Lots of sparkle.
Yes.
Lots of prettiness.
Yes.
And I think some quite, you know, striking gems as well.
Definitely some striking pieces for you here. Just need to let you know we're going to be beating our average price reduction on this today. So if you want it, get yourself on the phone, because I haven't got many of this at all. I've actually got less than 50 of this one, isn't it? Is that right? 53 I've got of this one, which isn't that many at all. In particular, when you look at the stunning gemstones, to be honest, for the price of the kit, even at Jewellery Maker prices, I think if you just bought these two at the price, you'd be in heaven. Look at how sensational these two strands are. Yes, on the top there is diamond-like black spinel, faceted beautifully, micro facets on there, around a 30 centimetre strand, so really lengthy. And then just underneath that you have got those amethyst rectangles, which again faceted epically. They've almost got a bit of an Art Deco-esque cut to them, because if you see, you've got the elongated table on the front. You can see there, elongated table. But then as I turn these to the back, you have almost got the culé point, if you can see it there, goes up to your triangle, and then it's almost an extended culé or end point there. So it's different from the front than it is to the back, and it is absolutely sensational. If I try and push this to the side for you like that, you might be able to see it a little bit better. You see that? So you see how it's triangular at the bottom and more sort of flattened at the top, isn't it? Because these are different on each side. The cut is different on each side. They are really, really very, very beautiful. Gorgeous amethyst there. That itself is just so sensational. Very Art Deco-esque. I've also got you a strand of your... Oh, it's beautiful, that. How many carats have I got in that quartz? 25 carats worth. Really nicely faceted, great quality. I don't know if you'll be able to see that dispersion of the light on my hand underneath. Really pretty. The size on those ones is approximately a 6x4 to a 7x5 approximately in there. So you have got what I can only say is an array of sensational gemstones. All of these are pushing every single button of a Gems of Distinction gemstone. You've got all the attributes you could wish for and hope for from the gemstones. You've got facets epically created on every single one of these, from micro faceting to that high end. Oh, just absolutely sensational cut on these amethysts. It's so hard to get across to you the beauty of the cut on this amethyst, I have to say. It's really, really tricky, and that's purely because the quality of the gemstone is so high. Because the quality of the gemstone, because the clarity is so high in there, and because the light kind of displays through it so effortlessly, it's quite hard for you to see that cut, but trust me, they're sensational. So these three gemstone strands are fantastic. I'm also putting some wire in the situation though. One of your favourites, your silver 0.8 and your silver 0.4. Great to work together as a pairing, and also really nice as opposed to maybe a 1mm and a 0.4, because you get that dainty edge which will just mirror beautifully kind of the effect that these gemstones are going to give you. I'm also adding to the situation some Eslon. In that silver and in that black colour, it's your 0.4 Eslon, which is fantastic because it will be going through many more of your strands, such as your Gems of Distinction, for example, than perhaps those higher gauge Eslons that we get now and again. And super duper fine, your beading thread pack. We don't see a beading thread pack that often on Designer Inspiration. I'm so glad to get it to you today. You've got the red and pink range, so you're going all the way from these really deep wine-like colours up to these kind of gentle pinks. You've got pops of purple-esque in there as well, of tans as well. It's just sensational. So I need to reiterate exactly what we're getting here. You're getting, this is all around a 0.3 as well, by the way, so again it will go through your gemstones fine. So you got a whole pack of that, the 5 different colours. You've also got 2 sets of the Estlon, the 70 metres on each reel, don't forget. 20 metres in total of your wire. That absolutely amazing spinel, perfectly to me crafted amethyst, and that clear quartz. Your price point today. Can I just chat to you before we drop that? You know we're going to drop it. Genuinely think that price is astonishing. I want to ask you honestly, black spinel, what price are we used to seeing when they're highly faceted like this and delicate? Well, we had one on the other day that was around the £20 mark just for itself. That would then mean that the amethyst would only be about, well, about £30. Now, I would never look at this strand of amethyst and think, oh yeah, that's a £30 amethyst. I think this would be a £40 amethyst in itself. It's so tricky for you to see how sensational this is, but just trust me on it. It is one of those archetypal gems. It's how you'd expect a gemstone to look in high-end pieces. In fact, can I borrow that ring?
Yes.
Because I just want to show, yeah, the one by itself. I just want to show how this gemstone, to me, looks like it could quite easily be the type of piece you'd buy on our sister channel. Just using one of them. Look at that. Stunning effect on that, isn't it? You've got the prong set effect on this, just using one of these gemstones. Even if you just sold that for £30, I would imagine, wow, you've paid back for that strand. So £50 actually for these 3 strands, 20 metres worth of wire, 140 metres worth of Estlon, and all of this is astonishing. We are dropping it down though. Your price point today, this is as low as we can go, and it's amazing. You're saving yourself over £17. £17.65. You've just saved yourself £32.95. But ladies and gentlemen, I told you I started off with 53. I want to say 53. And that has gone down now, especially with the amount of people with it in their baskets. More people are putting it in now. Nobody expected that much of a price drop because, let's face it, be honest, be completely honest. Would you, if you saw these 2 here and these 2 strands were priced at £50 for the 2, and then we dropped that price for just the 2 strands to $32.95, wouldn't you still buy it? I can honestly say that I would. I genuinely 110% would. If this had dropped just for the 2 strands from around £50 to £32, saving myself over £17, I would think for these 2 strands I've got myself a bargain, because that per strand, just for these 2 strands, works out about £15, well, let's round it up, about £16.50 per strand. This is not a £16.50 strand. This is more, like I said, a £30 strand from what I'd expect. You know those gorgeous little stars we used to do, the amethyst stars? They were around the £30 mark, weren't they? But you've got even more of these than you did of the stars, so £30 I think absolutely perfect, absolutely fine. But even at this price it doesn't work out as £15, because if it, say that strand was £15, say that strand was £15, that would mean you're getting a strand of quartz, all 40 metres worth, 20 metres worth of your wire, 140 of your Estlon, and all of that beading thread for, well, about £3. If we did it per component, it'd be about 50p. 50p approximately, wouldn't it? All kinds of Coco Loco. Your designs are sensational, Claire. I absolutely adore them. You've seen them all, kind of, as all loving them upstairs. They are a beautiful array you've got here.
It's a fantastic, fantastic kit.
It is really amazing.
The gems are beautiful. I mean, it's wonderful to have those, the silver wire and the gauges, you know, that are in there, and the beading thread is, yeah. But the gems are fantastic, and you get loads. That spinel just goes on and on and on and on.
Love that.
So brilliant.
I really can't wait for you to see all these pieces. I've already shown you the one we're going to be making, but there's so much more here. Do you want to take a look? Not many left. Take a nosy. Oh, so pretty. I love that. Just using the Estlon really simply.
Yep. I think they make really nice jewellery. Brilliant if you can braid as well, but just to have it like that and the ribbon cord ends, really very on trend.
The butterfly next to it we're going to be learning to make, aren't we?
Yes,
we're going to learn how to make that, but it's also mimicked in the necklace as well that's above it, and we'll be learning to make that later. Those amethyst next, you've just used in a whole collection. Those earrings look so high end.
Absolutely, and they're very simple, very simple. Maybe if we've got time, maybe we can do those, because they're very simple, but so, you know, like you said, very high end, very classy.
Especially with the ring and the necklace as well. I mean, that necklace is just fantastic. And how well does it go with that beading thread?
It's perfect, isn't it? Perfect. I mean, I know Pip would have put a lot of thought into, but it is a brilliant combination.
It is stunning, sensational, and I love that ring at the end where you've kind of got a bit of all the other gems and
bit of everything. Yeah.
You know what? They look great together too.
Yeah. But why not?
Why not, indeed? I just think they're absolutely stunning. I really do. Well done to everyone who has got your hands on this. Your names have gone off my screen. How many did you say were in baskets then, lovely? 19 in baskets I need to make you aware of right now. That number on screen is just trying to catch up with where we're actually up to. More and more people are checking out. Well done. Angela has just checked out. Good on you, Angela. You've just got your hands on that one. Just to let you know, don't forget at 20 past I've got a brand new strand for you, and also I've got some wire bundles coming up. I can see Brother Pete piling alongside me. 18 in baskets now, 21 left. As soon as that's sold out, I'll bring you something else, but do check out those baskets, because with over £17 off, obviously it's very popular, very beautiful, but some people will miss out, so do check out your baskets. Where are we going to start, lovely Claire?
Okay, so we're starting with we're going to do our butterfly.
Fantastic.
So
I love this butterfly. Would you like to see it there? Put my hand behind it because it's hard to see on the black. Look at how sensational, how sparkly that spinel is. That spinel is absolutely perfect for this design. So perfect, in fact, I couldn't even imagine another gemstone being in its place. I don't think I'd want a clear gemstone or any gemstone that has any type of clarity in that area. I would want something super duper sparkly, totally opaque, exactly like this.
It works really well, doesn't it?
Works perfectly.
Very sparkly.
And it looks diamond. It really does look like diamonds. Sensational. 13 left. How many in baskets? About 21, my producer's saying. People are about to miss out on that, so I'm really sorry. I'd better bring something else then quickly, so I don't have to interrupt you straight away. We'll bring you something very quickly first off. What do you want to bring? Yep, wire bundle. You've got all the blues next to me. I've got some long nose pliers coming up for you in a little bit, but I'll bring you the blues really quickly now, just so I can once you're in the zone, aren't you? And so I'll bring you some wire now, loads of wire, going to be a great price, about 3 or 4 of that kit left. In here I've got 50 metres worth of your 0.8 in that stunning blue. How wonderfully is this blue going to go with the butterfly? It's going to go sensationally well, isn't it? Really pretty. Even if you just used, you know, kind of the body section and one of the wings as a bit of blue, I think that's going to be beautiful. Especially as you have got a weaving wire that will go with it as well. 0.4 in the blue, but I've also got your 0.4 in the silver as well. They just work exceptionally well together. Now this is going to be extremely popular. Can I check how many we've got, Helena? And what price point are we going to? That's amazing. Your price point today should be... What is that black thing on my nail? It's gone. Speaking of gone, bye. This is about to sell out. Why? Because it's wire at half price. £9.95 for you today. This should have been £20.85. We've taken that to almost on the nose of half price for wire. You've got 20 metres worth of your 0.4. This is one of your favourite gauges. At some points we can't get the silver 0.4 for love nor money. I've also got for you that stunning blue as well in this beautiful arrangement. It is sensational. It really is. It's not over half price, sweetie. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So what is that? Is that better than half price then? It is better. Is it? It's pretty much bang on half price, isn't it?
Isn't it £20 something?
£20, yeah.
Yeah, so it's better than, isn't it?
So that's amazing, isn't it? It's going to sell out in a bit. I'll leave it with you. I'll leave it with you. It's going to sell out. It's good, that, isn't it?
It is excellent, and those gauges, brilliant.
And those colours.
Colours, yeah. And
I
that blue,
love that blue.
It'll go with absolutely any other colour you put with it. Silver, gold, or a colour, anything.
Half price. Buy one, get one free, otherwise known as 50% saving.
Not bad, is it?
Hey, it's not bad, Claire, you're right. We're having a look at how to do our butterfly today.
So we're doing the
then.
butterflies.
Fantastic.
So we've taken I've got some of the 0.8 gauge wire, and I'm taking, I would reckon, do you reckon about 70, 80 centimetres there?
Yeah, about 80.
Say about that. Right, so if you just snip off that, and again, you may have a little bit left over, so just keep it to the side, but you do use more than you would think because you're doubling up.
Okay.
So if you just put your two ends together, and just gently, so that you can find where the centre point is. So if you take your round nose pliers at the centre point and try and get it as near to the top as you can, because you want a small bend in there.
Got you.
So I'm just pinching, and I'm doing this bit really, really slowly and gently, because this is the point where you know, this is the point of the tail.
Okay.
You know, sort of like the tip of his body. So you don't really want to get this bit you know, messed up or too many dints or anything like that in it, or folded over. So just really nice and slow, just try and keep that so that they're together. Then with your chain nose, or you can use your nylon, whichever you feel more comfortable, just try and squeeze those together there. So you can see I'm just squeezing it, and really, really gently, just little movements, because I don't want those two to cross over. So you can just see there, you can see that bit there.
I see. If you do need some long chain nose pliers, I've got some coming up in a bit, so stay where you are.
So I'm just going to hold on there, and I'm just straightening out any kinks with the wire.
Okay.
So that it's nice and straight, because I'm going to be trying to move the two wires together.
Okay.
So I really don't want any bends or kinks in anything. So I've bent it there, and I've got these two long tails coming up. So if you give yourself, you want to give yourself maybe, that's probably about 5 centimetres or so, and this is where you need to give yourself enough of a curve, enough so that you can curve that bottom bit. It's not really a tail, is it, but his body, so you want a little curve there. So I'm going to start, so you again, either with your fingers and thumb, or tools if you feel more comfortable. We're going to do the first wing here on this side. So I'm just I'm pinching between my thumb and finger, and to keep those two wires flat together.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, and then with my other hand, slightly up a bit, I'm pushing all the effort with this hand here.
Okay.
So I'm holding tight here, and I'm going to bring this round, and hopefully what this will do is mean that these two wires lie flat. So again, I might need to just smoothing them out together so that they're lying flat, because I want the strength of the two wires together, but you will be able to see that does become an integral part of the design. So I'm just making a nice smooth curve round, and again, this is entirely whatever you feel comfortable doing. If you feel more comfortable doing it with tools, that's fine, or doing it with your fingers. So I'm bringing now, I'm going back towards that straight edge. So I'll just bring that down there. So you can see I've now made his first little wing.
Okay.
So then I'm going to bring, the wire is pointing up, and sort of almost listen to the wire and which way it wants to go. Don't force it into a different direction. So you can see I've got a natural bend of the wire going that way. So I'm going to bend and try and create that part, so the other top wing. So again, where I'm holding firmly here, my thumb and my finger, and I'm going to bring this down, and again, nice gentle movements, trying to keep those two wires flat together to create that gentle curve. So keep going, and always look at the other side so you can see to compare, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to really have, unless that's going to be your style of design, that you have you know, a very, very stylized effect. But so try and keep these two top wings a similar sort of shape and size. You can maneuver them a bit and manipulate them a bit, but you're trying to just keep them together and keep them a little bit uniform. So if I have a look there, so on mine, I would say what I need to do, I need to make some adjustments to this first wing. So I'm just going to push in, and I might use my chain nose pliers. I'm just going to push in a little bit, just so that I'm getting a slightly different, almost like a tier shape. And so then I want to bring this one in a little bit so that this one is a little bit more uniform to that one. So I've now got my two top wings. So if you can see just there. You can see that? And you can see they're it's almost like an infinity symbol.
Yeah.
So now I want to take this wire here, and I want to create, I'm going to be creating my bottom wings. So if I bring this long tail down the back, so I'm going behind that, the crossover point that I'd done there. And so I've now got, so then it's now running in line with the tail that I'd originally done.
That's like a beautiful bow. That'd be nice.
It is, isn't it? So you could just leave it there, couldn't you?
Yeah, really pretty.
If you were going to do a bow, which I have done before, all you would do is take that tail again and bring it over to cover that, and then down, and then snip it off there, and that will give you a really nice, and then you'd have a little bit more security there. But yeah, so it's a nice design, and really popular as well.
Oh yeah.
So again, I'm following where the wire wants to go. So it's going to be going this way, and I'm going to create that bottom wing. So I'm just taking it and holding it so that those two wires are sitting nice and flush with each other. So you can see. And I'm going down at the back, so behind that top wing. And that is going to create my bottom wing. So again, I want to bring this over, and I'm now going to create the bottom wing on the other side. And so you can see, although I've got two lots of the 0.8, I've still got plenty. I can manipulate it with ease, so don't worry too much about, you know, if you're not happy with the shape, you can move it around a little bit anyway. So again, I'm going to take this, I'm smoothing those, so I don't want any kinks, and I want to just bring that round to create that bottom wing on the other side. And again, so what I need to hold on at that point, because my wires want to twist up, so that would mean that they weren't sitting flush together. So just any time you feel that you need to give them a little pinch, just give them a little pinch. So now we can see you've got your little tail and your wings there.
Okay.
So in the same way, if you wanted to do, you know, if you wanted to do a dragonfly, or, you know, you talk about bows, you could make a more of a feature of this section, so keep a much longer tail rather than curving it like I have. So that would be another nice design you could do. I mean, that's the good thing when you're working with these things, that designs evolve, don't they? And you think of different things as you're going along and maybe make improvements. So I've now got my long section here, but although I've got my 4 wings, this part is still, it's not very secure. You can see it's flopping about. So what I want to do, and it also just means that I can create a little bit of a body. So I'm just going to bring these 2 tails around the back, and I'm almost just creating like a little knot, and straight away I've got a much more rigidity.
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can, if you feel it'd be better, you can split the wires and go either side of the body. If we do that, so I'll take that first wire up, and that one, and bring it over. And you can just see there, I've crossed those over, so I'm just going to, with my wires, just bring them back into the place that I want them. So they are there. And now it's the choice whether you want to have, and you need to decide really at this point which is going to be the back and which is going to be the front. You get different effects from where you've twisted the wire. So you can either my tail is coming up from this point, so you can see, so it's sort of that, if I show you like that, you can almost see that's where the bulk of my knot is. So I think I would have that as my front and that as the back, so that they would sit nicely. So when I'm going to be wearing it, that's going to be sitting rather than it sort of having to go like that. Okay. So if that's my back, then at this point, if I just leave those there, so you can see they're going to become the antenna at some point. So if we just create, all I'm going to do then, I'm going to separate out the wings because we've got double wires. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to grasp it with my pliers and just separate it out a bit, and that's just going to give you a little bit more of a 3D shape, so you can see. And again, I can, that little wing there has come slightly out of line. It's a little bit, this one is sort of like a bit thinner and longer, and this one is a bit shorter and fatter. So I would just pinch that out a bit and you can even them up.
Okay.
But you've still got enough manoeuvrability with the two.
Fantastic.
So now we're at that point.
Great.
So if then what you can do is start to, what we're now going to work on is this section here. So we've got a little bit of a weave. So if I just, in the same way we just did with that last one, just separate those two out. And I'm sort of taken on this one again. So this is however much of the 0.4 you feel comfortable to use. I would say if you can do maybe again, say about 70 to 80 centimeters, if you feel comfortable, because then you can complete all of the weaving parts that you need to do in one. But again, if you don't feel comfortable to do that, you could do a wing at a time, and there's plenty of room in that knot of the body to hide any little ends, and you can tuck them away really nicely in there and not worry about them being scratchy or anything like that.
And speaking of tucking things away, these are perfect for that, aren't they?
I like those.
I know, me too. These, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to bring you now. Don't forget, not long until new strand. I'll show you them in the packet first. These are your long chain nose pliers. Perfect for getting in all those little areas that you sometimes can't get to. Perfect for all the essential squidging. Perfect for any of those kind of long reach precision areas you need to get into. These, I've got to say, I don't think I have seen for a very, 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 very long time at all. I've got 5.5 inches on these ones here for you today, and you have got such a longer edge to these. Do you mind if I show in comparison to yours? Perfect, so take a look. This is your usual set, and this is the set you have the chance of owning today. That is a substantial size difference, isn't it? Really substantial size difference you've got there, because the lovely thing with these ones is you're still going to that super duper fine tip, but also you've got more room to manoeuvre, more room to work with, essentially, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah. You would get into really fine little details.
Fine little detail areas. Another great thing about these super duper long ones too is because you've got a longer area, you've got a gentle graduation, so you can create gorgeous shapes with these, really, really beautiful, because obviously you've got the flattened middle section, but then the area around is quite domed, which means you can actually use these to shape, even shaping, you know, a larger size bail to something really, really dainty like an earring wire you could do with these. They are absolutely sensational, especially when I add the wire to the situation. I've got some chartreuse. Just getting ready for my sheet. What's it called? Très chic. Not Le Freaks, the chic, as I kept saying upstairs before. You've got 10 metres worth of the 1 mil in the chartreuse, but also 0.4 in the fuchsia as well. So 20 metres, let's face it, it's always good to have some wire, isn't it? So, long chain nose pliers, perfect for your wire work. Perfect for just your everyday general beading. Absolutely imperative, some might say, for things like your chainmail. Your price point today for all of this, wait, how many of these? Oh, it's too late, she's pressed the button. It's too late, she's pressed the button. She says I'm going low, like really low. $6.95. That's just a sort of another half price deal, pretty much.
Well, isn't that like getting the wire free? Really?
Well, yeah. Yeah. Not just any, 1 mil as well. How much is our 1 mil for 10 metres? How much is our 1 mil for 10 metres? For 10 metres, isn't it about, I'm sure it's about $5.95, $6.95 just for that, isn't it? Hi everyone! Tracy, Maxine, Joy, Alison, Sharon, Kathleen, unsurprisingly, Q on the phone, Kim, Catherine, Doe, Gwyneth, Denny, Maureen, Raymond. And
there's no...
£5.
You could do this, absolutely.
With this?
Yeah.
£5.45 this is. So for an extra £1, for an extra £1.20-ish, £1.40-ish. That's like 75p. That's why Helena wouldn't tell me what price she was going to before she pressed the button. Mischievous. How many have I got of these? I've got over half my stock gone, apparently. So I probably started with about 100-ish by the looks of things. Half my stock's gone though. Check out your basket when you get the opportunity to. Once that's sold out, we will bring the kit back up for you. So that'll be in about 2.5 minutes by the looks of things. $6.95 for you on that absolute bargain. Even if you don't do wire work, you're saving on the price of the pliers there, so just grab it. Okay, lovely Claire. No, what are we up to now, Claire?
Okay, so we're gonna. I'm just showing you where you would start. So if you ignore that side for a minute.
Yes.
So where you would start. So you would have cut off your 0.4, and again, however long. If you can deal with about, if you feel comfortable dealing with about. So did I say about 70, 80 centimetres? Brilliant.
Then you can do them all.
Yeah. If not, you can just start at this point and hide your ends there. So I'm just starting. So I've separated out the two wings there, and so all I'm going to do, I'm going to do really, really simple weave and in between this section here. And again, this part allows you. This design would be ideal if you were, say, quite new at weaving wire, because you can, if you think about dragonflies or butterflies, make that a real feature of the design. If you need to work on your tension, if you're perhaps not as neat as you hope to be, you can just make a feature of it. So it's not like you're filling this large area. You're just going to fill this small area here. So if I just start, I'm just going to do a couple of wraps around with that 0.4 on that top section, and all the time pushing it down with my thumb and my finger. So then I'm going to take the wire and just sort of tease it over a little bit so that I get a little kink that will go through, a little loop that is going to go through in between and back through the centre of the wing and bring it out. And then I'm going to bend it back over and again bring that little loop up through the centre of the wing. So I've got 2 now, so you can see I've got 2 on that side and 2 on that side. It's quite difficult to see, isn't it? But it's just 2 loops. So if I just show you there, so I've got my initial little wrap that I got, and then 2 on that side there. So, and then if you can imagine, if you did a cross section of it, so again back through there, but if you imagined a cross section, you would almost get a figure 8, and that's the best way to think about it. So it's almost 2, or a what are they called with the sand in them? You know, like a what are they called? The sand things. What are they called?
Hourglass.
Yes, one of those. You know, like that type of
what?
Egg
timer.
Yeah, like that type of
Hourglass shape. Yeah, hourglass.
I was supposed to make it a little bit simpler, but it didn't really pan out.
Figure of 8.
Yeah, so I should have just stuck with that one, shouldn't I? So a figure of 8. So just all the time when you're working around, just keep thinking that you're crossing over and you're doing 2 wraps on each side, and just you're only going to be filling this area here. So if we keep doing it, and this is the point, so again this is entirely up to you whether if you want a really tight weave, or like I say, you can, this is the bit where you can make a real feature out of however you decide to do it. So that part there is quite, you know, it's quite almost tight knit, it's quite close together. So but what you could do is you could space out your weaving. So if I just take that through there, but then what I want to do, I want a much larger gap here and to make a feature. So I've just, with my nail, all I'm going to do is I'm going to make that wire stay there. So it's not going to slide back down to that next point there. So if I just push that there and do my wrap at that point, but it will want to move back towards the other wire. So again, with your chain nose pliers, if you just give that a little squidge there, and that will keep it. So you can see you can get really different effects by how you decide to space out that wire weaving. So I can just finish. So again, I would, holding my nail, because I've squidged it a little bit, but it always will want to go back because it's on that bend. So 2 wraps on that side, and I'm going to bring it back round. So I can fill that area if that's how I choose to do it. So it can either be like that on the one side, or I can really space it out and just create a very different effect by how I space my weaving. Which, if you're just, you know, if you're starting, it's a good thing that you know, not to be intimidated by too much, because you know, after a while, your hands start to hurt, your nails get wrecked.
Of course.
But it's worth it.
And you can always use your tools like those long nose pliers, which by the way,
absolutely. So you can see, so on this one, you can see the different effect you would get by how you space out your weaving. So if I just finish that one off there, you can see the difference. And it's a little bit fiddlier at that point because you can see the area that I've got here is not as wide, is narrowing out compared to that larger section. So if I just push that through there and bring that through there.
Okay.
So you can see the big difference if I hold it up like that to the two different effects you would get.
Yeah,
and they're equally, they're equally as nice. It's just a different
just your design.
Absolutely,
isn't it?
Absolutely. So when I've got to this point here where the two wires meet, I'm just going to do just a straightforward couple of wraps around. And then also what that will do is that's going to secure those two wings together. So at this point here, I might do a wrap around both of them. So I'm going in through the centre and back round, because what I want then, I want this 0.4 to be coming through, and this is where I'm going to be adding my spin out. So it's coming from underneath, and I'm going to bring it up like this. So I just take, and the spinel are wonderful for how small they are. You can get, you know, really good gauge of wire through. So I'm just gonna, and again, this point here is entirely up to you, whether you choose that you might want really a gentle, almost a straight line, and whether you jam pack them on, or whether you want a little bit more movement, so you have a much longer length of wire and fewer gems, so that you've got that movement, which would be great, because then you can really, as you're moving, you're getting that wonderful sparkle. You can see that.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So that's a different way of looking. Or you can do much tighter curves, and again, that's entirely up to you. So what you would do, you would fill the length of your wire with your gems, and you'd make your first wrap when you put all your gems on will be quite close to that first wrap here. So you're getting a nice tight bend there. So you can see the difference. And again, that is entirely up to you. So you can, you know, alter the design there to whatever suits you. So if I start there, and I'm just going to put quite a gentle curve on that one, and then because I've got all this lovely space, I can put a neat little wrap, and you're not really going to see it. You'd have to maybe work a little bit harder if you'd put your wraps closer together, but you're still going to be able to move with your tools or your nail and give yourself enough space to wrap this section in between, and it's just going to get lost in amongst the other weaving that you've done. So you just 2 wraps round, and that allows you then, because you're coming again from the back, so you can now decide where you want your second point to be. So if I were going up in that direction and I wanted quite nice tight curves, I would leave that one there. If I want, say, I want it to start somewhere here, so all I would do is just take a few more wraps along the top section until I'm happy with where I want to start that line of spinel. So again, I'm going to take that one from there. So again, just take your spinel, take a few, put it on, and like I say, they go on absolutely perfectly. And then following that first shape, I'm going to mirror that shape there. So I'm going to bring out that tail, and all this is going to do is just, again, by doing a little wrap, and so I'm going to do my first one, but then I want my wire to come out on this side of the spinel. So I've done one there, and then I want to come round and bring that up through that little section there. Okay. Because I want my wire, when I next thread something on, not to be in this section, to be pointing in this direction. I want to go in that direction, because all the time I'm easing that wire towards where I know I can comfortably end my work, which is in this section here, and I know that I can tuck in any little loose ends of wire. If you just look here, so I've got a little tail there, so I know I can trim that really close and tuck it in, and that's not going to do me any harm or whoever's wearing the necklace. So if I just move that there, so if you can imagine, I would have done all my spinels, however many I wanted, matching either side, and that would have brought this tail that I've got would have then come out at this centre point, which is then going to allow me to put on his little head. So Just putting the gem on there. So again on the same wire, so you haven't got to. This is why I say if you can cope with doing all that weaving in the one, and you can deal with that length of wire, it is better because you can use it all rather than having to keep adding bits. So I've just put my gem on there, and so I've done a couple of wraps at the bottom, and I'm bringing it down, and I'm just, because these have got, you know, there's a bit of depth to them, so just almost kink out. If you can see, if I show you on there, almost just kink out, give yourself a little bit of a right angle, so that when the gem, if I show you like that, so you can see the gem is going to sit really nicely, rather than if I didn't kink it out, it would sit at more of an angle like that.
I see. Okay,
so if we just take that back down, because I've kinked it out, it's just going to sit nicely on top of those wires. And then I'm going to do one wrap around both, and again, and then just to make sure it's secure, I'm going to go through the center in between those wires. And again, what that does, it'll secure it nicely, but what it also does, it splays out those two wires. And if you remember, those two wires were going to be my antennae. So if I just snip that there, tuck that little end in, and then with my round nose pliers, and again, this comes with, if you just knowing where to have a little play first before you chop them too short. I mean, these are going to be a little bit too long, but if you just have a little test, you know, move it round with your finger before you cut it off to see, right, okay, so I know that I can make a full loop.
Okay.
So if I just start with these, they might be a little bit long, and I'm going to do, because I don't want anything falling off, because this is the point where I might decide that I want to hang my chain or jump ring off. So if I start with a full closed loop there, and then I'm going to bring that just a nice curve all the way back in on itself, and then come all the way back round. So you're creating, and I think that was a little bit longer, so again, check that you've got, because they were your initial ends, so keep them, you know, if you've got your flush cutters, make sure that's a nice flat end. So again, little loop, all the way closed loop, like that, bring it back on itself, all the way around, all the way around, and back down. Now this is the point, if you wanted to, you could do a few wraps here if you wanted to secure those so they're not going to go anywhere, and then you know that if you hang your chain or your cord or whatever you're going to, however you're going to do it, because that's quite a nice area that if you wanted to just put your cord through and then back in on itself, it would sit very nicely there. So just to finish off, you've just got your tail there. If you because you've doubled it up, so you've got two lots of wire. If you just very, very carefully, if you just do a nice little bend, just really, really gently, and you're taking it nice and slow, just because what you don't want these wires, going over each other. You want it to stay nice and flat. So all the time, you can see there, when the wire is fighting to go on top of it. As I bend it, that one wire, that inner wire, wants to sit on top of the other. So all the time, just keep going back, sit it nicely, and then if you want to, if you're more comfortable, do it with your chain nose or your nylon jaws. But you want to get just a nice little bend here with its little tail. Keep going in. And that, again, is entirely up to you, whether you have a really nice tight little loop there. But then what I would do, I just think it's a nice little effect if you just kick out back on itself, so it's not a completely straight line there, so you can see it's just giving you a little kink there. So that is your butterfly.
That is absolutely sensational. It's beautiful, it's high-end. Thank you so much for showing us that, Claire. I absolutely adore it. We've got loads more coming up from you as well, more Gems Distinction. Yep. Challenge going well?
Yes, yes.
Sort of not started yet, is it?
No.
What's that? Is that a bird? Whoa! Is it a plane? No! You've really got to stay with it till the end. Claire, I'll be back with you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what normally happens at this time, normally we go straight to a break, but this is not your usual day. Finally, it is back. It is back by ridiculous popular demand. We have not had this new in gemstone, a new version of it, for what I can think of months and months and months. This isn't just a new in. This is a, where has that gemstone been? Now it's back. We haven't even got this on our website at all at the moment. We've got one variety of it, one piece of it in a gem collector set. That's it. There's no strands of this whatsoever. It is the gemstone that shaped the way scientists viewed the creation of the earth. It is the oldest gemstone known to man, and it's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's back. Zircon. 0800 644 655. Get yourself on the phone lines for this, ladies and gentlemen. I've already promised you it's going to be under £40. It is sensational. The history of this gemstone is unlike any other in the world, and I've got a little timeline for you to take a look at to show you precisely. This gemstone is sensational. Okay, now essentially this gemstone was as has been known about for a while, not that long a time, but essentially there was a gentleman, a doctor called Dr. Valley, and in 1984 he was actually out looking for gold in Australia, and whilst he was in gold, what he did was he managed to find this very, very small speck of a gemstone, and he thought it looked a bit different to anything else. Anyway, he did a few tests on it and things, and later on he met up with a professor called Professor Valley. Professor Valley essentially had a great knowledge of gemstones and history of gemstones, and took a real big interest in this gem. And what happened was Professor Valley and Professor Wild got together, and they essentially looked at this small speck of this gem underneath something called a spectrometer. Very, very, very close look into almost the heart of this small, tiny fracture of a piece of a gemstone. And so this, like I said, you know, it's in the 80s, so not that long ago, and what they were able to kind of find from this tiny speck was that this gem, which was zircon, dated back to around 4.4 billion years old. 4.4 billion years old. Now, at that time, in the 80s, scientists kind of were always saying around that time that actually around 4.4 billion years ago, yes, okay, the Earth was sort of formed, but really it was just a dense, hot area of gas, and that's all it was. Absolutely not the case, due to finding this tiny speck of this gemstone, the oldest gemstone in the world, in its formation. They actually worked out that actually, okay, the world must be about 4.5 billion years old, and actually if this could form, then it wasn't just gas. Actually, other different areas must have been forming. That means if you have a look on my timeline, okay, so this over here, if we have a look, this over here is kind of a section where human life began. So you can see how small of a point this is. When we talk about things like, well, if we're talking about pearls, it'd be right here, wouldn't it? If we're talking about, what else do we see? Amber we see a lot of, don't we? We always say amber, oh, that's ancient, it's ancient, millions and millions of years. Okay, well, that's only going to be sort of around here. If you figure that the dinosaurs are only taking up this area, so yeah, amber around here. Even with diamonds, we think years and years and years in the making. Even them only sort of around this area. Zircon, all the way over here. It is absolutely sensational when you think about it. It really, really is. You have the opportunity here today to own a piece of history. I promised under £40, and I meant it. Your price point today. It's back, £21.95. This stunning gemstone really, really did shape the way in which we look at the earth and age the earth. It has been billions and billions of years in the making, not millions, billions and billions of years in the making. One of the first gemstones in the world to ever be formed. This makes diamond look like a baby. This makes diamond look like one of the newest appearances realistically when it comes to the gemstone world. And speaking of diamond, for me, this is so much nicer than diamond. It really, really is. Mainly because it's double refractive and it's got a higher bifringence and refractive effect than diamond. What does that mean in sort of simpler terms? Well, it means it's more sparkly than diamond. Scientifically, to the eye, more sparkly than diamond, because essentially what happens is when the light enters, it gets split into these two areas because due to its bifringence, it gets split into these two different rays of light. One ray of light essentially carries on at the normal speed, one kind of slows down in a sense. So what that means is from one ray of light entering, you get double that back. It's bifringent, it's sparklier than even diamond. And boy, oh boy, genuinely, you know when I said if this were diamond, what are our lengths of usual diamonds? Usually about this long, aren't they? So that'd be sort of, you know, half the amount. So for a faceted diamond strand of clear quality at our price, what, 200? And I think that is a very, very sort of reserved guess. So 200 for that, 200 for that. That's exactly what I mean. If this were diamond, it would be around £400 worth even at our prices. It's not though, it's zircon. It's been longer in the making than diamond. It's got more sparkle than diamond. The only real difference is it's not as hard, obviously, as diamond, 10 on the Mohs scale, but it is still super high up there, so you can still wear this every day. And realistically, the main difference between this and diamond, the promotion. The promotion, the millions and millions and billions of pounds spent year in, year out on the promotion of diamond for the last, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years, absolutely surpasses this. It is, to me, just the most beautiful thing. Honestly, get it home, see it sparkle, really appreciate it. And genuinely, like I said, there's none of it on our website at the moment. We have not seen this, brand new in for months. If you've never ever come across zircon before, maybe you've never purchased it before, genuinely get this home. It's one of those that you have to see in real life. 30-day money back guarantee, no questions, no quibbles. It's one of those you have to see in real life to genuinely fall in love with it. What do you think of it, Claire?
I think that recording is brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really, you know, that sparkle on it. It's making me think, made me think Cinderella straight away, like princesses, and really, really lovely. Very sparkly.
I just think it is gorgeous. I really, really do. I want to show you it against sort of different colours just to give you an idea, because against the with my dress it's a bit distracting, isn't it? It is just sensational. Loads of you coming in and getting this at all. £21.95 for you today. Well done, everybody. It's sensational. Not many of these left. I know I've got them back in, but like I said to you, I wish I could say I had 200, but I don't. I have even less of that now. How many left do I have approximately? About 45 left approximately, apparently. That's it, about 45 left, and that's with quite a few in baskets as well, so please check out. Just to everyone, genuinely, well done. Once you get zircon in your life, you're going to reassess other gemstones, I think. I really, really do. It's exceptional, isn't it? I love it! £21.95 to every single one of you. Absolutely well done. Now, there is still a queue on the phone. There are still people waiting. Probably about a 30-second queue, so it's not that long. 0800 644 655 if you do want to get in touch with us. If you've never bought a gemstone before from us, oh my goodness. Own, to me, the best of the best. First order, amazing. And don't forget, if it's your first order, you get a free booklet with us today and a free little DVD as well. This is just a great gemstone just to have, I think, just to look at. Even if you're not thinking of making anything with it yet, just get it whilst you can. I've got guest designers coming left, right and centre for this gemstone. I've got lots of well-known names that I can see. You know, Kirsty's in. I see you quite a bit, Kirsty. Hiya. I can see Raymond's in with Joanne as well. I can see quite a few names coming in. But there's also names that I'm not really recognising that much who are coming in for this, so well done to you. Just get it home. If you've never ever purchased it, well, now's your opportunity to. Need to check out those baskets, queue on the phone, and because there is a queue on the phone and because people are trying to get through, we are going to go to a quick break now. Can I just say to you, even if you only open your basket for this today, you will not be disappointed. I really believe you won't be disappointed. It is so beautiful on screen, but it is even better in real life. 30-day money-back guarantee if you want it, send it back. And hey, if you do, Helena said she'll take it off your hands. Do treat yourself to it today. We haven't got any else of this in stock, none on the website at the moment in strand form, so get it whilst you can and just fall in love. After the break, something kind of similar. I'll see you in a bit.
A step-cut gemstone has rectangular facets which are neatly arranged on top of one another. Now these can go across the pavilion and also up across the table of a gemstone. This particular cut was developed to ensure brittle gemstones, such as your emeralds, would have their corners and facet edges protected. We often see mixed cuts as well. Now these include a step-cut pavilion with a round brilliant top to ensure while the gemstone is protected underneath, it's still making the most of the light dispersion on top.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the Genuine Gemstone Company. We here at Jewellery Maker know how popular our 10-strand mystery packs have been, so we're bringing them back. You can get your hands on these completely random lucky dips for just £25. This works out to just £2.50 per strand, but be warned, it's while stocks last. Add this to your order and you won't be disappointed. Just ask for this code whilst on the phone to our call centre on 0800 644 655 or simply type the code into our website and add to your basket. Jewellery Maker, giving you the best deals on genuine gemstones.
Did you know that every individual gemstone in our Gems of Distinction collection goes through a 7-stage intricate process to get from the rough to a beautiful bead? If you miss a Jewellery Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewellery Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewellery Maker.
How amazing was that zircon? Honestly, £21.95. As my mum would say, you couldn't make it for that. You couldn't. You couldn't make it for that. Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Rebecca Redican. Do call me Becky though. And today I'm joined by a wonderful guest designer who's been working with some very high-end gemstones. It's the lovely Claire. Hi Claire.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
What are we expecting in the second designer inspiration, please?
Some flowers.
Uh-huh.
Some beautiful gems.
Yes.
Lots of lovely wire.
Not just any old flowers. Can we have a nosy at the one we're going to be learning to make? Because it's a bit different to what you might expect.
It is a little bit different.
Gorgeous. It's like a work of art.
Little daffodil.
Can we turn it to the side so we can see the trumpet? Ooh, look at that.
Will you be around it then and make that noise? That's a good,
Constantly.
Okay.
Yeah, constantly. Oh, you can join my no instrument band if you want, Claire.
Wonderful,
Like
thank you.
Hello everyone, loads of treats coming up for you, and actually, speaking of very high-end gemstones, we are currently in something we like to call très chic. If I do that, it looks like I'm wearing the beret! Just my beret there, I just stay like this all the time. Okay. So, I have got some stunning gemstones coming up for you in this section. I did give you a little clue as to what one of them was. I am absolutely astounded that I've been allowed to bring this to you. I don't get trusted with gemstones like this often, but I have been today, and I am so excited. It is low quantity. I am in Last Chance Saloon, but everyone who wants it should get an opportunity. Oh, honestly, the sparkle on that's just sort of put spots in my eyes. Take a look. This is sensational, faceted as well. We do not get this in often at all. I've not got many of them. Beautiful diamonds, not got many at all. But if you do want to be one of the very few but very lucky people in the world to be able to work with this gemstone, now is your opportunity. I am in my Last Chance Saloon on this, but if you do want to get them, you have still got an opportunity to do so. I, as far as I know, have got the last stock on this strand. We might be reordering it. I don't know how long that will take. It could take 2 weeks, it could take 2 months, could take 6, 7, 8 months for all I know. But what I have here is what I have. I've just been made aware that I am in my single figures at this point. If everyone were to check out their baskets, that is. I have got for you 3 carats worth here of the most renowned gemstone in the world. I think it's fair for us to say. A lot of people would agree with that, wouldn't they? The most renowned, possibly the most prestigious gemstone in the world. Everybody knows this gemstone, don't they? It's had songs sung about it. It's had whole eras almost of jewellery built around it. It has been adored by celebrities of the highest calibre over generations and generations, and today you get the chance to own it if you're quick. Faceted diamonds, your price point today, just £160.95. That really is a sensational price point when you think of the pieces you can create for your loved ones with this. Letting your loved ones know that you've created for them a set. Beautiful earrings, a stunning ring with this, maybe even just a stacker collection. Okay, now it's not a drill. I have got 5 of these left. I've just been told 5 of these left. Once you check out your baskets, and that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. We have no more in stock. We don't have the opportunity to own this often at all, and when we do, it's very few and far in between, and this is one of those occasions. You will be getting your Gems Distinction box. Obviously, get your authenticity with this if you possibly can. It's only 50p from the call centre, and they'll send you all of your kind of paperwork that goes with this. And if you did pass this on as a gift, or you did want to sell this on, or even just to go and get it valued, that authenticity is going to come in very handy indeed. I've not got 3 left. That's it. I've been told 3 left. £160.95. It is serious glamour. Serious glamour. Well done, absolutely everybody. MYOD 37, not many left at all. Well done if you did get them though. True class, that. True class. Très chic again. I'm going to bring to you something else that we don't have on as often as we used to. Again, Last Chance Saloon. Last Chance Saloon, by the way, is something odd that I just started saying. It means 30 or less. It's snappier than 30 or less though, isn't it? It is. Last Chance Saloon on this gemstone chain. Not just any old gemstone, tanzanite. 50 centimetres worth on this in total. You have got 925 sterling silver chain in the background of this. And you have got genuine, real deal, going, gone in the world, not just here at the Genuine Gemstone Company, tanzanite. Tanzanite is a one-locational gemstone found at the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro, and essentially, due to numerous different things, yields being one of them. Oh my gosh, the bicolour on this is sensational. Sorry, one of them, I'm just being absolutely thrown off by the blues turning into these rich purples. Some stunning strand. Yes, sorry, so not only is it due to the yield, but also the price points as well, kind of changing so dramatically. We here are currently no longer purchasing this gemstone. It's not just us as well, lots and lots of other companies and well-known names are actually getting on board with that and not purchasing it anymore either, just because we can't for many different reasons. So if you do want to buy this and make something, go ahead, but get it insured. If you do want to get this home and just save it for a rainy day and, you know, get it out of a safe or a cupboard in 5-10 years time and get it valued then, absolutely do so, because let's face it, gemstones like this aren't going to go down in value, they're only going to go up if we can't find it anymore. Your price point today, absolutely astonishing. People are raising their prices dramatically. We didn't want to do that here, so we just didn't. It's always been $29.95, and that's exactly what it is today. Get it whilst you can. Last few of those, just been told. I'm in single figures now. Okay, $29.95, get it whilst you can. Well done, absolutely everybody. Stunning price point there. I love things like that. Isn't it nice to have real treats? This is a real treat as well, actually. Super duper sparkle, faceted to perfection. When you see clarity like this in this gemstone, but still have that depth of colour, then you know you're absolutely onto a winner. This, ladies and gents, is your genuine pink amethyst. We've got 115 carats worth here. It is beguiling, it is bedazzling. The facets on this are sensational, giving you the scintillation you could only dream of generally with an amethyst of this appearance. It is Brazilian pink amethyst as well, which, as we know, mining wise can be a ridiculously strenuous gemstone to get out of the ground. It can mean hours and hours and hours worth of work with tiny hand pickaxes by individual miners to try and get a geode kind of excavated from the ground, only to be cut into and to be found with either no gemstones inside, or the crystals are just too small to make anything with. A lot of hours and hours and hours spent trying to find this gemstone, but even more of the hours not successfully. Your price point today for 115 carats worth of your pink amethyst, £29.95, but the size of these is astonishing. The fact we hardly have on pink amethyst either is amazing, but also the fact that the craftsmanship and the workmanship by our lapidarists in Jaipur to create this amazing, highly faceted, really glowing gemstone strand at that price is really sensational. Get that one whilst you can. There's more and more of you coming through on the phones now. I'm not sure that people really expected a price point like that on such a huge amount of amethyst. 115 carats worth. Please check out that basket, lovely lady and gent, and do on your phone stay exactly where you are, everybody. Well done, Martin, as well. You were the first person to check out on this, so good on you. $29.95 today. UBYY45 is your code on that one. Very say chic. So say chic. Same family, totally different bag of wasps. I didn't want to say kettle of fish. Ryan laughed at me before when I said kettle of fish, so a bag of wasps. I don't know. It's different is what I'm trying to say. Same family, different gem and different look entirely. You have got here citrine. Look at how amazing that is. Not only is the amount on here absolutely excessive, and I mean excessive amount of them on there, but also look at the quality, the depth of that colour, the saturation of this is absolutely phenomenal. This for me is hitting all three of those colour aspects I could hope for and wish for with a citrine. When we're talking about colour, what we're talking about, okay, we're talking about hue, we're talking about tone, we're talking about saturation. The hue of this, obviously, that gorgeous sunshine yellow. The tone of this, you're looking at probably around your 35–40%, aren't you? Saturation-wise, though, boy, oh boy, some of these, you're getting towards that kind of gamoo point, aren't you? You're getting around the 85% saturation on some of these, because they are truly, truly rich in their depth and strength, aren't they? It is genuinely one of the most sensational strands of citrine I've ever seen. And one thing that for me is slightly annoying, actually, I just wish you could see how many there actually were, because there's so many on this strand it actually looks a bit higgledy-piggledy, but it's not. The cut of these is sensational, it's absolutely beautiful, it's just there's so many squeezed on there we can't even find space for them all. I wonder if I could cut this strand. Yeah, can I borrow your snips, please? I'm just going to do it, because do you know what?
I know, that's what jumped out at me, how many are there?
Look at the amount. You ready? Thank you for borrowing. Oh, you're lending your flush cutters as well.
I was
Oh,
watching you. I was watching you.
You must trust me. Take a little look at how many of these we're getting. I just love them. There are absolutely, how many is there now? 10-ish, 12, oh, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, just 29, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 40, if I take off one more, that'll be 47. I've got about 50. I've got about 50 of these exceptional, stunning, beautiful, huge, some of them as well. I mean, look at the size of that. Gorgeous, really amazing citrine. Look at the amount you've got here. It is like a bath of gemstone beauty. They are shining individually. Even the daintier ones have this incredible impact. Look at that. This is what you cannot see when they're all bunched up there on the strand. You can't see how many you're actually getting, which seems to be an absolutely huge amount. But also look at that kind of depth into there. Can you see that fire? I wonder how many there is, really. I've got probably about 10, 20, 30. There's at least 40 I've got on this strand. 40 to 50 I've got on my strand. Obviously yours might be different. I'm absolutely blown away by it. I really, really am. Every single one of these is going to give you sunlight gold. It is so chic. It's one of the most loved gemstones in the world. I'm going to do something très naughty. Très boff. Oh, look at that. Anybody, be honest with me. Be honest. Does anyone fancy a lowest ever price? What about if I put my beret on? Lowest ever price point, £15.95 for you today. Okay, man the phone lines, and we're getting ready here. That is astonishing, astonishing price point. £15.95 for you here today. That is absolutely astonishing, isn't it? Genuinely, look at the amount we've got here. There are so many of you coming through. My producer's just gone, whoa, the amount of you coming through. There is absolutely huge. They're working out approximately 40 pence per gemstone, about 40, 45 pence per one. How? Look at the amount. Oh my gosh, it is just... Look at the fire, look at the beauty in these. Can you see that gorgeous internal glow that you've got on these? That is absolutely indicative of the quality. It is truly beautiful. It is sensational. Loads of you coming in. Names are going to go off my screen any moment now. Oh, I'm just dropping them everywhere now. Look at the amount you've got. From really, really cutesy delicate. Let me try and find the smallest one. Possibly around that size. From really cutesy delicate ones, around this size, which is around about a 7x4, all the way up to that big bold one right there in the centre, which is around about a 13x6. Well done, absolutely everybody. There's so much here. Pete, Ben accidentally
I just touched myself in the face.
Yeah, you did just hit yourself in the face.
I didn't mean to touch myself in the
I
face.
wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say Ben accidentally cut this strand up.
Why?
What? Why? I don't know why, Pete, but he did. And yeah, sorry, they're just here now. I've not got a part. I tried to stop him, but he wouldn't.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben. They are.
Traitor.
How nice is that, though?
Yeah, cool.
Feels good, that, doesn't it? Thanks for the Pete. Naughty, naughty Ben. $15.95, lowest ever price point. Well done, everyone. Oh my gosh. Has to be the most beautiful strand of Bolivian ametrine I've ever seen. Has to be. The fact it's natural, the fact it is from that well-known location, and the fact that it's this stunning only says one thing. Not everyone who wants to will be able to own this. I'm so, so sorry, you just won't. This has to be one of the most spectacular strands of ametrine I have ever seen. Even Mark Smith is stood at the window just then, straining his neck to take a look at this, he was. I have got 165 carats worth of genuine Bolivian ametrine here. One locational Anahi ametrine. This is one of the most tricky gemstones in the world to get your hands on. It really, really is. But it is truly beautiful. Take a look at it in the rough as well. It's interesting to see it in the rough because a lot of people think it will be a perfect split, but actually it's not. And what we have to do, with the lapidarists have to do, is find the correct area in which to kind of cut out and around. As it says there, it is virtually impossible to source this ametrine at the moment. It really, really is. It is really genuinely almost impossible. I'm just so proud to be able to bring this to you. If you've never owned ametrine before, I don't know why not. Ametrine was the first item I bought here when I started working here, sort of a year and a half ago. First thing I bought, because it is sensational, it is unique, it is sought after, and it is, you know, it isn't your everyday run-of-the-mill amethyst or citrine. Nothing wrong with either of those two, but it's this perfect collision of the two. Done epically, done beautifully by Mother Nature. Your price point today? Would never have expected that. Ever. £24.95. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect combination of those rich, regal, royal amethyst tones with those beautiful sunshine, spring-like colours of the citrine, bringing together the beliefs of happiness and creativity. I mean, if you do believe in those sort of things, if you do believe in things like crystal healing and the beliefs and history behind gemstones, surely for every single jewellery maker out there, happiness and creativity is what we need. It's what we thrive on, even just to get through the day sometimes. So surely this is just the perfect choice for you if you believe in those types of things. It is sensational. It's genuinely, it's even sort of better in the flesh, I would say. If I could show this against white, proper white, just me nuts. I just want you to see how look how beautiful those yellow bursts are. It is crisp, it is clean. All of these have got that element. Some of them are even half and half. It is truly sensational. And look at how that light spans through behind. not just light bolts, but yellow light bolts and purple light bolts as well. £24.95, get it whilst you can, not many left at all. Just one of those in a pendant, I'd be chuffed as peas. Peas today, not beans. Okay, where are we going to? On the table, I've got Becky's bargain bundles coming up for you in a little bit, and I've got some really super structural wire as well, which we don't really get the structural wire in that often, but I have today. And I've also got some really gorgeous high-end findings. Did you get the zircon? Because if you didn't, or you did, you need your high-end clasps or connectors or findings like this, really, don't you? Oh, zircon, how I love you. I can't believe you were £21.95, but you were. The zircon's coming in at the bottom of the screen because I've got a handful of those left, apparently. So what have we got here? Well, we've got your rose gold plated 925 sterling silver earring pots, butterfly backs, approximately 15 by 4 mil on these. Genuine 95 we have on here as well. If you got earlier on the rose gold lobster clasps, they're the perfect colour match, as you can see. Well, you can't because my big finger's in the way, but you know what I mean. There you go. So you can don't call me sausage fingers. How rude! I prefer chipolata talons. I love the word chipolata. But look, how perfect are they? Well, they're absolutely perfect together, aren't they, if you want to make yourself a set? Just perfect. We had these on earlier on, 10 of these in the rose gold. We hadn't seen them at all this year. They were £6.95 for 10 of them. Take a look back or talk to the call centre about those if you wish. So we've got loads and loads and loads of these earring findings. Loads of you coming in for them as well. You are going to get yourself 10 pairs. It's genuine 95 and it's got real deal rose gold over the top. It's also got the butterfly backs as well. I'll pop one of those on for you so you can get a real view. Your price point today for 10 pairs, so 20 individual ones, I'm going to put my discount beret on. £9.95. We've just taken this down to you today. Get them whilst you can. Should have been more than that, but not today. £9.95 for you. Absolute bargain for a total essential. And let's face it, some people who maybe have sensitive ears or just a penchant for the très chic will absolutely love and adore these. So get them whilst you can. I just noticed that like cut on my finger. I did the other day. I was chatting to my, oh gosh, you know when you go to start a sentence and you think, oh, why did I start a sentence? Anyway, I was chatting to my dog, right, and I was telling her a story and it was a really over the top story and I was like, you should have been there, it was hilarious, da, 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 da. And as I was doing it, I just whacked my, I got so excited with her blank look at my face like that, that I whacked my hand on like the wall next to me. So that's what happened. I was in a very, very deep discussion with my golden retriever and yeah, that's what that is, so sorry about that. So loads of you coming in for this. Well done, everybody. Sharul, Helen, Rachel, Sally, Marjorie, Susan. Do you not have proper conversations with your dog? Proper ones? I do too. I do too, Ben. Yeah. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Good old convo. Yeah. Because sometimes as well, you only want a one-sided conversation, don't you?
Absolutely, most of the time.
Most of the time, I love it. Sometimes you don't want anyone else's input. No. You just want to go with it.
And
she lets me.
Something, then the dog can tell you.
What?
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 If you're trying to get your own way, so what do you think? See, he agrees.
Yes, I love doing that. Yes, that is so true. Yeah, that is true. And my dog knows talk. This is a sign for talk. If you do that, she goes, and yes, exactly, that's what I was going to say. So glad it's not just me. Do check out those baskets, lots of multi-buyers, and we are moseying over to lovely Claire. Claire. Wow! Do you know what that is? It's because you do it all the time, Helena. It's because when we talk about you, we say Claire. We don't call you Claire, we call you Claire. Claire and Fleur. We go, who's on today, Claire or Fleur? And that's why. Behind the scenes for you guys. So, Claire, what are we expecting in this one, please?
Oh, some chainmail then, definitely.
Epic plants. Love that. Flowers, are we, lovely?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, we've got loads and loads of treats for you today, so do stay where you are, and this is one of them. I need to just highlight to you the fact that this gemstone I'm about to bring you it's highly priced, and it's a gemstone that essentially is nigh on impossible to get your hands on at this moment in time. The honest story behind this gemstone is the fact that the family who essentially discovered this gemstone in Tanzania, essentially they opened their own mine after many years. They had a lot of complications, for example finding the gemstone in Tanzania, and then when they asked could we, you know, get this gemstone out of the ground, essentially they were refused outright very quickly on. After lots of paperwork and lots of trials, they got refused, so they had to go carrying on looking for it. It actually took them over the border into Kenya, where they did eventually find it, but when they did find it, the area in which it was completely out in the middle of nowhere, and essentially they had to protect the area in which they were mining this gemstone so fiercely that actually the family themselves and the mines themselves slept in trees nearby, purely to be out of the way of the roaming, you know, wildlife, lions, etc., living in the area. Also, whenever they did get this out of the ground, because it was so loved and because it was so exclusive and because they wanted to release it at the right time, they actually just used to put this gemstone they excavated out of the ground into a pit and then put snakes into the pit to try and protect them from thieves. After all of that, now a lot of the mines for this have closed. A lot of the mines for this have closed. And actually the head of the family, as it were, the gentleman of that family who really went above and beyond to go and find this this gemstone, called Campbell R. Bridges, he essentially died actually, and died in a manner that meant there is still an investigation ongoing about it currently, which means that the large vast expanse in which him and his family own, and still do, the family still own it, obviously he has passed away, but because it's all under investigation about these unusual circumstances in which he did die, essentially this large area in which they mined this, of course, has been completely shut off by the family. They're just not going there to get this anymore. So we only get ours from a very small area over the border, because essentially the vast majority mining area of this is completely and absolutely closed and is set to be so for many more years. It is a stunning gemstone. It really is. It's a gemstone that Tanzanite itself have had its eyes on for quite some time now. They're actually looking at taking over the mining area if Tanzanite were to run out. Obviously Tanzanite One, the company, are looking for the next big thing, and apparently they have been sort of sniffing around, as it were, this mine in the Tanzania area, because once Tanzanite goes, they want the next big thing, and this most certainly could be it, especially with the scarcity of it. Stunning Savarite garnet that we have here. Even at our prices, this is, you know, our higher end, around $17.95 for the strand. I've also got fire opal, which is a sensational fire opal. We know we get fire opal in a big range of colours, but actually we've had to individually hand pick the brightest, most vibrant, highly saturated variety here, and that's exactly what you've got. 55 carats worth here in total of these nuggets, a 7x1 at the highest point on those, and again it is a double strand. And then adding in that daffodil pop with the citrine. highly faceted. It looks very, very similar to that clear quartz we had in earlier when it comes to the facets, so it'd be a really nice pairing actually. 20 carats worth on that strand, and it's around about a 6x4 to a 7x5, almost a queen shape with those facets, which is a beautiful juxtaposition between that and the beautiful kind of vibrant, yeah, organic nugget shapes that we have on the 2 double strands. I've also got a lot of wire in here, around about 45 metres worth in total. 10 metres in the 1 mil. You've got your 0.4 as well, all in the copper tone. I've got your 0.8 and your 0.25. So in total, I've got 45 metres worth of wire in total, because I've got 15 of my 0.25. This is a high-end strand, this is a beautiful strand. The fact is that these 2 strands alone, can you work out the price of these 2 strands for me? £17.95 and £14.95, wasn't it? So isn't that about £32.90 just for this then? £32.90 just for these 2, because you've got a £17.95 strand and you've got a £17.95 strand and a £14.95 strand. Your price point today for all of it should be £58.15. We're rolling it down. You're gonna like this. This is going to be one of the biggest price slashes on a kit we've seen in a while. £34.95. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that realistically at that price point you are getting 45 metres worth of wire, including a 1 mil, including 0.8, including 0.4 and 15 metres worth of 0.25, and you're also getting a strand of citrine, all of that together for about £2 today, ladies and gentlemen. That is sensational. All of this with the citrine, £2 approximately. You have got yourself such a treat. It's the equivalent of 4 strands, because each of these are a double strander, and just for these 2 alone around about £32.90. So absolutely astonishing. I've got to bring my brew at that price. That's amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing, yeah, it is, absolutely.
All of that wire, 1 million there as well.
Yeah.
And that citrine.
And the gems, I know, amazing.
Just been told that actually I only have 49 of these at this moment in time, so do obviously, with over £23 saving, which is what we've got here today, over £23 off. It is popular, so do make sure you're checking out those baskets. Extremely busy afternoon, all afternoon here today, so please do check out your baskets. We've already had lots of sellouts, and this is set to be another, especially when you see what we're creating. Isn't that beautiful? 3D daffodil design that we have here for you today. I absolutely adore it. What was your inspiration with this, lovely Claire?
The title. It's not very inventive.
That's all you need, isn't it? That's all you need.
It does. I like making, you know, quite 3D structure, and when you get all that wire, you know, and you've got the gauges, so you can be quite structural about it. You know, you can't pass up on the opportunity to do it. I think it'd make a lovely brooch as well, you know, when you've got that. So if you didn't want to put it on a necklace, you know, you could be a brooch as well. But yeah, it's a brilliant kit, absolutely brilliant. All that wire, all the gems.
I love everything you've done with this, I have to say. I think you can see, you know, you've been really inspired with this one.
Absolutely. Sometimes, you know, it just all flows, and you know, you make one thing after the other, and you know, you improve on things. Brilliant.
There's just some really pretty pieces that you've created. I absolutely adore this one. I think the way it moves is just sensational. It's so beautiful.
I like jewellery like that, you know, it's like either a structure or something, you get a little bit of movement, you can have a little play about with it.
Stunning, isn't it? Really pretty. And I love how you've used those lovely fire opal and really just gone to town with adding them on to create a really nice funky bangle.
Yeah. You know, I think it just gives it a slightly different look, doesn't it, really?
Definitely.
You know, And it works. They work so well with that colour wire.
They really do, don't they?
Yeah,
they really do.
Tones.
I've got loads coming up for you in this section. I've got some more tools. I've got some more wire, but we better get started with the demo. Where do you want to start?
Okay, we're going to do a little bit more weaving. So I think because it would show up a little bit better, I'm going to use some funny colours, but then I will show you what it looks like in the colours. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll. So I'm following my, my namesake, Fleur. How she, so it wouldn't obviously, I mean, I don't know whether this colour combination would work or not, but it's just so that you can hopefully see, because it's a slightly different weave.
Got ya. Okay, brilliant.
So if you start off and you take, we're going to make the daffodil, and the best way is to sort of try and break it down into different components. So that's how you make it. So it's, you've got your, where I started, I had a little look at different daffodils, because I make a lot of flowers, but actually this one is slightly different because it's actually got six petals rather than your usual 5. Yeah. So if you if you're copying a flower like that, have a good look at what it is. Rather than just doing a completely stylized version, have a little look. Photos or on the internet or in your garden, whatever you've got. So it's a starting point. So it's slightly different there. So that daffodil is actually made up of. So you've got your 6 petals that are all the same, and then that central trumpet.
Okay, fantastic.
So if we start off, so I'm going to show you how to. We'll start to do the petals. So if you take your 0.8.
So the turquoise is representing your 0.8.
Absolutely, yes.
Great.
Yeah. And I'm going to take probably about 20-25 centimetres.
Yeah.
My 0.8. And again, as always, just as I'm cutting it, and you can do this with your finger and thumb, or if you prefer, with your nylon jaw, just try and keep all these kinks and out of there. So you just want nice straight wires. So I'm cutting out of there. I'm cutting out 4 pieces, all the same length. So 4 of the 0.8, and I can, when they're all in a line, I can straighten out any more kinks there, because I want them to sit nicely together.
So preparation at this time will save you in time later on.
Absolutely, and it'll just make your weaving look a lot neater. Yeah, absolutely. So, and the other thing that I find helps is either if you want to, at this end, if you want to use either masking tape, or I use just a clip, and that just holds them together. Okay. So you cut your 4. So what we're hoping to make is this section here. So that is one of our petals. Okay. So that's the section that we want these to look like. So if you then take some of your 0.4, so your ideal, your weaving wire, and I'm going to take probably about 70 centimetres of that. Okay. So this is hopefully the bright pink will show up. So if I pick up one of my 0.8s, and I'm just going to leave myself a tail, and this bit's quite important. I'm going to leave probably a tail, maybe about 5-6 centimetres, and then going in also about the same. That's where I'm going to do a first little wrap round. It's actually not making any difference, is it? Whether you can you see there?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, you
so
can.
I've done just a couple of wraps to secure that, and again, because you've got nothing holding it, the first few weaves are a bit fiddly, and you might be tempted to throw it away or get really cross with it, shout at it, whatever. But stick with it.
Don't.
No, don't, because as you work down the wires, it's going to get a lot easier. So, gripping the 4, so with your finger and your thumb, and that little tail, you can tuck that at the back there. So you started there. So I'm going to splay out these so it's a little bit easier to see. Out these 4 wires. And I'm going to, I think it's called, I'm not very good with the names of different weaves, it's just whatever when I'm playing about, but I think this is called a flame stitch. So I'm taking, so I've got this weaving wire, and I'm going to go, every stitch that I do is going to cover 2 of the wires at the front.
Okay.
So I'm going to go over the first 2 and just push that down. And then I want to, at the front, I want to come and I want to wrap around those 2 middle wires. So to get there, I need to bring this wrapping wire in between the bottom 2, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So if these are 1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
you're coming up between 1 and 2 to go around 2 and 3.
That's right. Perfect. You could do me a nice commentary, couldn't you, with your So, right, and I want to go, so round these 2, so my 2 and my 3, so I'm bringing that up, and then in between the top one, 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
And so I'm pushing that down against that last wrap that I did.
Yeah.
And again, so between 2 and 3, I'm going to come up because I want to go around 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And bring it up. So you can see I've gone, if you can see there, if I turn that round, it's gone all the way up in sort of a staged, you can see it's gone all the way up and taking in 2 wires at a time.
Perfect, got you.
Okay, so then what we want to do, we want to come down. So we want to cover the 2, 2 and 3.
Okay.
So I need to come in between 1 and 2. So I'm bringing it at the back here, up through, and covering over 2 and 3. And then, so I'm sliding that between 3 and 4.
I see.
You can see where that goes there. And I just, with my thumb, I'm just pushing that so it's nice and it sits in the position that I want it to. And I'm bringing that back down towards the bottom. So I'm going to now, because I want to cover 1 and 2, I'm going to bring it up and in between 2 and 3.
Okay.
So you can see I've now created, if I hold it up there again, you can see I've got almost like a V shape, an upside down. You can see that there. So you can see, so I've gone up and then I've come back down.
Got you.
So what you need to do, you need to work, and you can obviously work, keep going. So at this point I would go between 1 and 2. So I'll just do a few more so you can see how it works together, and I'm going over 2 and 3, in between 2 and 3, and up over 3 and 4. So you can see how quickly it starts to build that zigzag
really quick
shape, and already it's starting to move a little, you know, they're moving a little bit, which is good because I want a little bit of flexibility, but it's starting to hold them together. So you can really see now how that zigzag is going to build up and allow me, so that I've got much more rigidity in those wires. So if I put that to the side a minute.
Whilst you're getting the next component, I need to bring you, because that's getting very low in stock, last chance saloon on that kit. I need to bring you something really high end, but something really essential. Talk to me about crimps that are 925 and that are rose gold.
Well, they'd be perfect to actually use them as, you know, crimps, if you know, so that you can say without any doubts that you've got, you know, precious metals in all your findings, or, you know, string them on and use them as a really beautiful bracelet. Yes. Or I mean, I like them all. You know, I've made them before with you just tie them all together, and that's what you've got. Beautiful idea. Simple jewellery.
That idea that you've just come up with. If I were to use, you know, half of these to do sort of a bracelet and then just have a bar in the middle of that zircon.
Oh, that'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
That'd be gorgeous, wouldn't it? You have got here a massive 100 of these spacer tubes or crimp bead tubes, whatever you want to call them, and they are in the rose gold. Very rarely will we have your high quality rose gold crimps like this. because essentially it's hard to get them in. Although these are very, very small, because there's a lot of them, and because we want to keep them sturdy and workable, if I show you like this, you'll be able to see there is a lot of metal in these. You've got over 3 grams worth of precious metal, because although we've kept the hole nice and large, because we want them to be sturdy and workable, we've kept a lot of precious metal in there. So there's a lot of metal in here. You're looking at around the average metal gram weight that you would expect in an engagement ring in these. So there's a lot in there. Your price point today for these absolutely sensational essentials, £7.95.
See, if you did, I mean, if you did that and you just, you know, you didn't use them as crimps, because obviously if you've used them as crimps, then they'd last you a while, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah.
But you know, if you're using them as beautiful jewellery like that, I mean, you know, if you sold your jewellery on,
yeah,
it'd be a lot more, wouldn't it?
A lot more. Well, it'd be if you did say just one really nice gemstone and 2 of those either side, just on a bit of cord. It'd be stunning, but you're working with 925 rose gold, and essentially at that price point, well, it's about 7p a time, isn't it? 7-8p per one. But the price difference between if these were copper and you were to sell them on, and the fact that these are 95 and you were to sell them on.
Yeah, and you can say without a doubt, can't you, that absolutely every single finding I've used
absolutely.
is... Yeah.
And don't forget as well, when we think of crimps, you might think, oh yeah, but you're going to cover them up with a crimp bead cover. Well, not necessarily. If you've got the crimping pliers that you get in your large toolkit, they still give a gorgeous cylindrical shape, so you don't even need to use a beading cap on these, a crimp bead cover. £7.95 for you today. You're getting 100 of these. They're around a 3 by a 1.5. Gorgeous rose gold, 925. Get them whilst you can. We don't have these on often at all. £7.95. Okay, lovely, I'm back with you. What are we moving on to now?
So if I just show you how, so that's, we've done we'd almost created an M.
Yes.
So how quickly that builds up.
Real quick.
Yeah, so you can see there, and what you're aiming to get, oh, if I just move it over, what you're aiming to get is to do maybe, it's probably about 7-8 centimetres worth. So you can see there, so that's in the copper colour, and that was obviously just the...
Gorgeous effect.
Yeah. So you can see how that, and by doing that weave, you know, it's quite tight, but it gives you, it really makes the metal tones pop when you know, when the light hits it. And obviously you're getting the 2 different, because you've got the weave on the one side, it's slightly different to the weave on the back. So you can have a look at which one you'd prefer. I've done the one where so you've got 2 going over each of the thicker wires. So if we take this one, and what we would have done, so we have left ourselves deliberate tails, and they are important because we're going to use these for other things. So we've got probably I'd say maybe about 3 centimetres on each side. So what we're going to do, we're going to making sure that all those wires are sitting nice and flush together. I'm going to start to just bend and get a nice curve. So I'm holding quite firmly between my thumb and my finger, and I'm just bending up. So you can see it's starting to create just a really nice curve. And that weave is ideal for this because it'll move with the curve. Because what we want to create is that petal shape. So I'm just really slowly, nice slow movement, so I don't get any big sharp bends or kinks. So I'm bringing these together. So then I might want to turn that side in a little bit more to match it up here. And if I think that weave is coming out and it's a little bit, it's spread out a little bit too much, I can just move it back in. So you can see that I'm just moving that, not with any tools, because I haven't pinched it at any point, you know, when I was doing the weave, so I can just move it and manipulate it down into that curve. So you can see that I'm just moving it all the way just to keep it a little bit closer and a tighter knit. So I'm starting to get that nice curve. So when it gets to about that point, what I need to think about are these ends here.
Okay.
So how I need to do those so they fit nicely is I'm going to splay these out and fit these through.
Okay.
So if I, on both ends, I'm going to splay the 4 wires out, and I want those to cross over like that, so you can see it's almost, so that one's going in between there, that one in between there, and that one in between there, which then lets me, so if I grasp those, I can just sort of pull to create this teardrop shape.
Fab.
So I'm just pulling that quite tightly. But what I also want to do is I want a slight slope on that section there. I don't want it so that it's flat. So to get that, so that I can really see all this lovely weave that I've done. So what I want to do is I need to pull this top 2. So that's probably a little bit better. I want more of a slope on that edge there.
I see.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the front 2 wires a little bit more than the others, so you can see that is now bringing in, and I've got that nice slope there.
I know what you mean.
So it's not flat, I've got that nice gradual curve. So it's allowing me, it's a nice soft gentle shape, so like a petal. So I pulled that a little bit tighter, and all the time when I'm working, if I think that I need to push these wires down because that petal is going to be a little bit too big, all the time work and do that. So I've got the 2 wires here and all the other splayed wires there. So am I happy that that's the right sort of size? Yeah, I am. So what I do, I'm grabbing really firmly the 4 on that side and holding the other 4 on the other side out of the way, and I'm just going to bend all the way back down those four wires. And at that point, it's held the shape, it's held that nice teardrop shape, petal shape. Just keeping my tails out of the way. And then I want to do the same on this side. So again, I'm holding on there, and I'm just going to bring that right down. And if you prefer to do that with tools, so I take my chain nose pliers, and I'm just going to bring it right back on itself. So you can see 4 on either side are all the way coming at the back. So then what I want to do, I need to get rid of all these tails now.
Okay.
So if you take your cutters, and I'm going to cut these at a slight angle so that when I fold in, I've got as little as possible here. So if I just snip there, so if I just snip these off, and again on that side, making sure that that's as close and as tight as I can get it there, and I'm going to snip those off on that side. So now with my chain nose pliers, what I need to do, I want to curve in, because obviously I don't want these sharp edges here. I'm going to curve these so that they are all hidden in that hollow on the back end of that one petal. So sometimes you can do it in one go, and sometimes you'll need to do each individual wire. So if you try and grasp and get that first bend so that it's going around, so you've encouraged it that you want it is going to sit in nicely into that hollow, so you're not going to have any of these sharp edges. So I've grabbed all 4, so they're all sort of bending at the same point, and then if I just I'm holding there, so at the tip of my teardrop or petal, and I'm just going to gently push all of those in. So now all those ends are not going to be anywhere near my skin, which is at this point here, because that's at the back. So from the front, if you have a little look, you might need to squish those in a little bit more. So spend a bit of time getting this nice and neat so that they tuck in. But because you've got that quite intricate weave, it's not going to be really glaringly obvious at that point. So you would spend a bit of time working in and getting those 4 thicker wires tucked away nicely. So if we look at this side, I'm going to tuck in, there's one there that is going to be if I just, the shortest one, I'm just going to tuck that in on its own and take all of them in. Keep tucking in so they're all nice and neatly out of the way. Like that. And what that does, if you've been really careful as well and you've not crossed over your wires, what you will get there is you'll get a nice crisscross effect, because you can see they just sit very nicely and you've got none of your wires are crossed over, so you get that sort of another nice crisscross point to almost mirror the weave. So at this point you've still got your two tails. So if you just, depending on where it was at the end of the weave, you might have to just manipulate these a little bit. So I want this long one to be coming out underneath here, because this is what I'm going to connect my other petals with. So I'm just going to bring that through the centre and out there. Now I don't really want it, I want it quite tight here, so I'm just going to bring it through to almost the middle section of that thicker crisscross that I did. So you can see, rather than it coming out here, I've just taken the time just to bring it out through that central point. So if I show you where it's coming out there, you can see there, rather than at the bottom. Okay, and that will mean when I'm joining the others, it's going to sit nicely, and it's going to be a lot more secure rather than it just coming out of this bottom section there.
I see, because you've got it in place there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Just before we move on to the next section, don't forget I've got a brand new strand coming up for you in about 10 minutes. But before that, because those have nearly sold out, I'll just squeeze in some wire, a bundle for you here. It's great when you have a lot of wire in your stash, especially when you get it on show, because we do some extra special sneaky prices, don't we? Pinks and greens would go quite nice actually for this time of year,
they would,
wouldn't it?
yeah, absolutely. You get a really, really different effect, but yeah, it'd be great for structured flowers like
different
this.
types of flowers you could get with these, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I planted, I don't know if anyone remembers this. Do you remember last year when I overbought on bulbs? Anyone remember that? Yeah, Ryan does. I overbought on bulbs last year. Basically, I bought far too many bulbs than I had. I had more bulbs than I had garden, if that makes sense. So anyway, I overindulged on bulbs. Anyway, they've all started coming out now, and I got some wacky ones. I've got tulips that look like flames. They're huge. Some of them are all scruffy around the edge.
I bet that's really exciting, because you didn't, forget what you did.
What's that? Some. I only got one of. Some of them. I've got one that's called like a snake something. It's a tulip, but it hangs down and it's like purple and white. I've only got one in the garden, apparently, but yeah, I've got loads, and this is the type of thing you can do. There's so many colours out now. You can go wild with this bundle, especially with the amount you've got, because you've got 50 metres worth of your 0.6, you've got 10 metres worth of the fuchsia 0.8, and you've got 0.8 chartreuse as well. Your price point for your wicked wires, that's a good price. You've got big gauges in there. 0.8 you've got in here. So 1885 is good, but we're going to make it better because this is designer inspiration. Are you now? That's better than half price, that, isn't it? Oh, Claire's not even looking at you. £8.95. That is astonishing. Helena, producer Helena, yet again, reading the rules and throwing the handbook away. £8.95 for you today. Absolutely astonishing. Better than half price wire deal. And these colours are so in. They're beautiful for this time of year, but a lot of people do just prefer kind of the traditional wire colours. Maybe that is you. If that is you, at this price, I would still get your hands on this, because A, you can get other people started, you can get other people involved, maybe younger people, in the school holidays, you can keep entertained with this, but also with certain weaves, you probably don't want to go in first time, especially if you're doing with maybe your sterling silver wire, or maybe, you know, you've got some of your favourite colour, you know, silver coloured wire, but we don't have it on the show that often, so you want to try out on different colours. This is perfect. Just test a wire, isn't it, to try out new weaves, new shapes. So get them whilst you can at that price. Better than half price. Wicked wires, wicked, right? £8.95 for you. Checking out those baskets whenever you get the opportunity to do so. I'm back with you, lovely.
Okay. So you've got your basic petal shape, and you can see, because we pulled in those top two wires, so we've got that nice curve effect.
Yep.
So we've taken out, and we've taken that long tail so that it's sticking out right in the middle there. So with this smaller tail here, this is where we're going to attach the citrine.
Okay.
Just to give it that little detail on the inside. So if I just take one of the gems, I'm just going to put that on there. And again, this is how you might have felt that you needed, you might need a little bit longer if that's, but because I've made quite a few at this point, so I know that I can do what I need to with that little tail. So if you sort of just drop it through, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to bring this tail up through, try and get it as near as I can on this centre point, because I want that to hang quite centrally, like that. So if I wanted it obviously at an angle, or more than one, you know, I would put it and try and get aim somewhere around here in the weave, but because I want it going straight, so I'm going to try at this distance. And so again, this might be, you might need to separate it, you know, with you could you know, if you need to maybe put a pin through or something like that, but try and get this 0.4. I might have to, do you mind if I just raise it up a little bit?
Go ahead, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and whilst you're doing that, that's a snake's head fritillary, Becky. Yes, of course it is. That's what I was going to say. The one that looks like a floppy tulip would look lovely with those wicked wire. Liz, I could do with you in my garden because I have no idea what I've planted. They're all different. I just remember the floppy one that looks gorgeous had something to do with a snake. I've got one of just about 20 different varieties of tulips, I think. I don't know what I did. Oh, I shouldn't be allowed to go buy bulbs. Thank you very much for that, Liz, you lovely lady. I'll think of you next time I look at them. Look at them. There's only one. Thank you for that, Liz. How nice. And you're right, wicked wires go perfectly.
So you can see, I've managed to, by lifting it really, really close, my bad eyesight, I've just pushed that through, that little tail through there. If I could just show you. So it's just coming through that section there. So that it's going to hang really neatly in that central point. But as you can see, that gem in there is just, it's swinging about, which again, if that's the effect you want, that's a great look if you want a bit of movement in it. Or what you can do is you can decide where you want that gem, and maybe just put a little kink with the wire, and that will actually, what I should do first, see this little tail, sorry I've jumped ahead, I'm just going to turn that back in on itself, and that's going to secure that gem there. And then I'm just going to snip that little tail off and tuck it in, and again, because it's on the inside in my chain nose wires, it's not going to hurt, it's not going to snag anywhere, so I can tuck that away nicely. So now I know that citrine is not going to go anywhere. So if I want to just keep it in that position, so if I decide where I want on that wire, if I just kink a little bit, this wire is just going to hold it in place to keep it more, if you can see there what I mean. So it's not going to drop all the way to the bottom, it can hold in that central point there.
Oh,
so you can see there. So we've got rid of that second tail. So now you need to repeat all of that 6 times.
5 more times.
Yes, that's right.
Petals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we can pretend that there are another 3.
Absolutely. So this bit that we're looking at, we've just finished off creating the petals, so the 6 sections here, and these are what we're going to add on together in a moment. But hark! Right, hang on. What animal's this? Goat?
What
is
in
that?
pain, I think, don't you?
What in pain? What is it? As if we were just Helena's just been talking about potbelly pigs. I was sure you were going to do a potbelly pig impression. What was that? What was it? A what?
It's a Wookiee.
What's a Wookiee?
Oh my god, what's a Wookiee?
Is that off of Star Wars?
Yes.
Oh.
I've never seen one of them at the zoo.
Well, I have.
That noise can only mean one thing.
I've lost my mind.
Ryan's loopy. No, it can only mean one thing. Brand new strand, penultimate brand new strand right here for you. It's stunning. I love it. If you saw this morning, you will have seen this morning they had a 14mm round on, very similar to this. This is daintier, this is more delicate, so this is going to look gorgeous. You can see the quality of this, the glow of this is absolutely impactful, even just by the body of colour spanning through onto my hands. You have got here a brand spanking new strand. If you got that one this morning that was 2mm larger than this, but very similar in the shape, very similar in the fact the gemstone is the same, but also the facets are very, very similar as well. This is going to be a perfect pairing because it is slightly smaller in size. And don't forget, we can never really have too much clear quartz in our collection, honestly, because, as I always say, it is the chameleon of the gemstone world. It's going to take on the colours of whatever you pair with this. So if I stretch it out for you, if I got this mookaite, look at all of those different colours that it takes on. You can see the masalas are almost kind of reflected, but almost magnified through the gemstone. You can even see those custard tones running through, and this is the look you're going to get when you pair these together in your pieces. I wonder what the interaction, I've never even seen it with zircon. Oh, look! That looks magical with that zircon, doesn't it? Really beautiful. Different coloured wires, don't forget. You know, did you get your wicked wires earlier? Don't tell Pete, I've just spilled that water. It's only, don't tell him, I won't. Look, even with your different colours of wire, look, it's taking on the chartreuse, the fuchsia, that delicate pink, every single one. Imagine one of those stranded through the centre. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something naughty, something very naughty. It's brand new, and Helena is going to do a premiere price point. You wasn't expecting that. Oh, Bex, you weren't expecting that, were you? Your price point today should be £11.95. Great price. The one this morning was larger, but that was £14.95. Great price anyway. We're rolling this down though, under 10. £9.95 for you today. Premiere price point for you. The one that you saw earlier on, 2mm larger, £14.95. What do you think of that, Claire?
I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think the, you know, with the beading, the different beading threads that we had earlier in the kit, I know you said about wire,
yeah,
but I mean, that would look fantastic through it, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
you
amazing.
know, all those different pinks or, you know, purples, they'd be wonderful.
Colour's going to shine through, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's just sensational, it really is. I have got some super duper structural wire coming up in a bit, and it's nice to work structural wires with things like your clear quartz of this size, isn't it? Because it just looks beautiful together. Do treat yourself to this today, because that is a launch price offer, and I can't guarantee that that price will be repeated. £9.95 for you today. It is just phenomenal.
It's very sparkly, isn't it?
So
really
sparkly.
Yeah.
And it's going to go with absolutely everything.
Yep. Yeah, because like you say, it just takes it on, doesn't it? It
takes it on.
Yeah, whatever's next to it.
And with things like this as well, you know, it's not one of those in your stash of, oh, I love that strand, oh, I wish I had something to pair with it. This is going to be that strand you go to time and time and time again.
Yeah, go with everything.
So it will go with everything.
Yeah.
£9.95, get it whilst you can. Brand new today, launch price. Okay, so we've got our petals. Where to next?
So we've got our petals. So and again, how I've said how you would how you might, when you do a design, if you have a look at things, and I always think if you do one and then you go back to it, you often improve on things and you think, if I'd have done that slightly differently, that might have looked a little bit better. So if I were going to do this design again, what I might try and do is create these. So I'd got my 3 here, but then what I might do is I might create, so the same again, so another 3, but maybe slightly larger. So that would maybe just give you a very, very different effect. And it might mean that it would sit again, because you normally, when I normally do flowers, you normally maybe have 5, or it's an odd number. So I think that might be a different way that you could improve on the design, or it might, you know, it would just look differently.
Like a different flower.
Yeah, yeah. So you could use your, you know, if you do, you know, with the colour, if you manage to get the coloured wire, you know, you could have a go with that. So maybe try with some, you know, varying the size of these, so that, you know, there's no. So that's just how I might improve on that design. So how you would do, so if you've got your 6 there, and I'm just going to show you with 3, and you'll still be able to see. So we're going to put them together, and that's where these longer tails, this is where we're going to almost use these tails as a needle and thread to just sew them together. And we've got 3, so we know we're going to have enough, and we've also got all this nice section that we created here with the thicker gauge wire. So if we just start to, just going to push through with that, the longest tail that I've got, into the next, and I'm going to sit it where I want it to go, so that I know that that's going to sit nicely there. So I might then come, just tuck that tail out the way, I'm going to go through on the other side and bring that through. And because it's the 0.4, so you can just, you know, you can easily manipulate it, and I might want to just go back through there so that I've got added strength. So you can see already they've joined quite nicely. So if I take the 3rd where I want that to sit, and what I want to do, and what naturally happens anyway because of the shape of the petals, I do need to leave a little bit of a gap in that section there. So, but because they all come to a point, so if I push that one through there, and you can just sort of like wiggle through, and you can obviously move it a little bit closer, or wear some glasses if you're not so vain. And just keep pushing until it gets through. So if I just get my pliers on there. So you've created, if you went round and you did that with all of your 6, so you would spend much more time so that they are nice and secure.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah. So if you put those to the side, you're now going to do your trumpet. So if you get your, so again, going back to the 0.8, so if we cut off, well, I want 3 pieces of probably about 20 centimetres.
Okay.
So if I cut these off.
Whilst you're cutting those, very low on that clear quartz now at the opening price, so I'm very quickly just going to bring you the purple. Liz, if you want to make your own snake's head feather, this is the perfect colour, isn't it? Perfect colour. I have got some purple coloured wire here for you that's going to be great for this. Because essentially you have got a nice sturdy wire similar to what we're using. It's a 0.8, it's 50 metres. Your price point today should be $14.95. Make your own snake's head floppy tulip. Your price point today £9.95 for you. That is fab, isn't it? We don't tend to drop the price on our wire when you're getting it just by itself on a 50 metre reel, do we? Generally we'll say to you, know, buy this bundle and get a price drop, but actually you've got one of the thickest gauges that we do on a 50 metre reel, and we've dropped the price for you, £9.95. normally for 50 metres, the 0.6 is that price. You're getting more metal in here. Some people's favourite gauge for things like rings, etc. If you love that Alison Tarry purple bib style necklace with the cabochon in the centre she did, then that's perfect for it. £9.95 for you today, and gorgeous because lots of different colours.
And really good for if you do wire writing as well. It's really good for
perfect
that.
Gauge for that. Perfect gauge for that. And it's going to be nice with this actually because you use 0.8 in this too. So create your own, like Claire said before about doing different flowers. You could do kind of pansies or even fuchsias with this actually, couldn't you? So treat yourself. £9.95 price drop for you today. Okay,
so I've got my three lots of wire of 0.8, about 20 centimetres. So I'm just going to grip with my round nose pliers just to create that sort of just a pinch there. So then what I want to do, I'm going to be creating a three-dimensional shape. So at the start it is fiddly. I'm not going to, you know, lie to you and say it's really, really easy. It made me want to throw it across the room. So bear with it. Again, once you start building it up, it will be fine and it will hold its shape. But at the very beginning, you'll think it's not going to hold, but it really, really does. So just stick with it. So again, taking probably about 70 centimetres of your 0.4. So if I just start it off, and I'll show you how difficult it is and how ratty I get.
I can't wait.
So I'm just going to, with my chainers, I'm just going to sharpen that corner a little bit, just a little bend there. So I'm going to just wrap on at that corner just a couple of times to secure. And then I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to hold that at any point that I can, and I just want to connect the two. So again, another couple of wraps, and don't worry about this point here because that's going to be completely hidden, so you don't need to worry if that's a little bit messy. So I've now attached those two together, and they are a little bit flimsy, but it will strengthen. So then I'm going to take the third, and I'm going to also add that into it. So at this point, this way it's a little bit like use your initiative here of where you think it's best to wrap, and in what direction, going around which wire that it feels more comfortable and more secure to you. So I'm just going to go in a couple of different directions just to secure these 3 wires that then will become 6. So you can see I'm just going at different angles, and as I do that it's just splaying out a little bit so that it's now, like I say, it becomes sort of more of a 3-dimensional shape rather than flat weaving. So if we just turn it up the other way and we start to take all these 6 wires, and we want to, if we just spin them around, and this is where we're getting almost like a bud, really.
I know.
So keep doing it until you find the most comfortable point of where it sits. So if I just do that, like that one, around there. So I haven't lost my temper yet, have I?
No.
It's borderline.
Is it?
Yes.
I can hear you sort of starting to talk through your teeth.
Gritted teeth. So I want to just create a nice, almost like a bud shape like that. Now when I'm reasonably happy that that's where it's going to hold, I would have been really, really prepared. Could you cut me a little bit of
course I can.
Thank you. Just yeah, that's lovely.
Just to kind of find it in place.
Thank you.
No problem.
So if you can just have that little bit of wire prepared before you start. So then all I'm doing is just connecting those at the top, so you can see there, and it's flattened out a bit, so I'm just going to splay them out again to create that 3-dimensional bud shape.
Okay.
So there we go.
Got it.
So, and you would have spent much longer getting these really nice and neat to ready to weave around, so that you've got sort of even, if that's the look you're going for, that's what the effect I wanted. So the gaps between all these 6, you need to try and keep them reasonably even, but because you've still got the bit of manoeuvrability in that 0.8, so you can move them around. So again, in the same way when we did on the first demo with the butterfly, you're just doing that standard weave, so a couple of wraps around the first wire, bring it over, and then I want to go under the next wire along, so, and then a couple of wraps around that, so that if I looked at it in the profile I would have my figure of 8.
I see.
And I keep working around, so rather than it just being on a flat, it really is the same, you're just working more of a 3-dimensional shape.
Okay, fab.
And so you just keep working,
keep going around
all the way around, and then this is up to you whether you want to do, if you feel like the weave on it is a bit too tight and you're not getting far enough with that up your bud, then what you can do is you could do 3 wraps around each wire,
okay,
which would take it a little bit higher. So you start to build up almost like a little cage.
I see.
And I promise you, it will, as you move up, that's how it will look.
Fantastic.
I know it doesn't look anything like that, but I promise you, it will do. It
Yeah,
will.
fab.
It will
Okay.
do. So you're working all the way up, and so you can see there, some of those wraps are 3 and some of them are 2.
Fab.
But it's giving you that almost like a little cup, so your trumpet point.
Wonderful.
So what if you just snip off this excess bit, because you don't need that anymore. So I'm leaving probably just over 1 centimetre, and I'm just going to snip all of these off because I don't need those anymore. So, and I know that's going to sit really nicely in that section there. So if I show you that bit in the profile there. So what I need to do now is, because I don't want that wire going anywhere, and I also want to make the, if you look at daffodils, that frilly edge.
I know what you mean. So you've got to put the gemstones on the frilly edge.
That's right, yeah. So if I just, actually going to trim up just a little bit more.
Okay.
So probably taking it down to actually 1 centimetre.
Okay.
And I'm just going to, with my round nose pliers, I'm taking each one and creating just a little loop.
Yeah.
You can see there. And I go all the way around on each one and create that loop. So you can see you're starting to just make that nice little cup. So again, if you wanted to do, you said about doing fuchsias, this would be a very, very similar
Yeah, it would.
way, because so you might have that fuchsias, aren't they purple on the
Well,
on
you
the
get them
outside?
in so many different colours, but yeah, you can get.
So with that section would be would that be the pale pinky bit?
Yeah, depending on which
And
one.
then you
but
just
yeah,
have
you
your
nice.
your longer stamen out there, wouldn't you? So you can, it's quite a versatile design.
Yep.
So if you take your 0.25, so you're really fine.
Don't forget you get 0.25, you've got 15 metres worth of that.
So I'll just put that back on there. Take a section, and I'm just going to, I would, if I was doing it all, I would probably take maybe about a 30 centimetre part of this. So I'm just going to, because you've got that weave, I'm just going to do a few wraps so that you can see it, and it will be hidden in there, just around that section. And if I just put some of the little fire opal, you can see how this is then going to give me that little pop of colour. And it's entirely up to you whether there are 2 different ways you can do this. So you could, if you wanted to thread on say a larger, longer section and spin round So you might want to spin round like that all the way around. I can just show you. So you take your wire all the way around with all your gems on it, and then weave back round just to secure. Or you can do it so that you just put on a couple like this. I'll just show you with a few. And then go in between. So I've got a few on there, and I'm just going to weave the wire through. So you would go all the way around, and it's really nice at that point that gives you that sort of fluted, rough edge. So you go all the way around. Yeah. And any tails you can pass through down to the bottom of that little cup, and then with the tails that you've got there, pop through the gap that will have naturally been made by the shape of those petals, so that it sits nicely in there. And then you can use all the thicker gauge, these 0.4 tails, to really secure that section. So you can see, just push through, and you've got lots and lots of space to get through. And I mean, even with that one, it's held it there. So you can see you build up using all these tails, and then whatever you don't want, obviously you've got all that nice hidden area here, and you can connect it to whatever you want.
Fantastic.
So there you go.
It is so structural, it's so beautiful, and I think might be a bit time consuming, but well worth it. Worth it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for showing us how to create that. Don't forget, we will take photos and put them all up online. I absolutely love how your challenge is going. I'm going to let you carry on with that, but you've not got long at all, probably about 45 minutes.
I need to get going then.
Probably do. After the break, I have got some absolute steal of deals for you. Becky's bargain bundles and 8 products under £8. Not all of them should be. I'll see you in a moment.
Download the Jewellery Maker app today. You can watch our Jewellery Maker shows live, view all the details of the item that is currently on air, as well as browsing all the items from today's show. You can also minimise the video or switch to use as a companion app. Get the Jewellery Maker app today and boost your viewing experience.
When shopping with Jewellery Maker, you can add as many items to your order in one day and only pay one postage and packaging charge. We have 2 delivery options. Standard delivery at just £2.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 4 to 6 days. Or opt for our premium delivery at just £4.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
Did you know that if you go to JewelleryMaker.com and sign up to our mailing list, then you will receive 20% off your first order with us. We'll also keep you updated with special offers, theme shows, program guides and Jewellery Maker tutorials. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Thread a bead of your choice onto a head pin. Taking your round nose pliers, take a firm grip at the top of the head pin, roll the head pin towards you and continue this motion until you reach the top of your bead.
Do you want to tell everyone about the great purchase you've made from Jewellery Maker? Do you want to shout about the great service you've received? Then why not download the Jewellery Maker's Viewer's Voice app, available for iPhone or Android, and record a video that could be played on Jewellery Maker. Simply search Jewellery Maker Viewer's Voice in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and download our Viewer's Voice app straight to your phone or tablet. You can record as many videos as you like and send them straight to us here at Jewellery Maker. All you have to do is then carry on watching us as usual and wait for your video to be played. Download the JM Viewer's Voice app and you could be the next face we see here on Jewellery Maker.
Are you new to jewellery making? Then tune in to our Designer Inspiration Show every day between 1 and 5 for our new 2 sections. We'll help you get started and give you all the knowledge and inspiration you need. Also, we'll be introducing you to a new medium every day. Whether you're a beginner or intermediate, we've got everything you need to get you started with a new hobby. The Designer Inspiration Show, only on Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back everybody to Designer Inspiration. My name is Becky and today I am joined by lovely Claire. Hi Claire.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Challenge looks like it's going really well.
Yeah.
You having fun?
I'm getting moving now.
All right. I'll let you continue to move in. It's handy actually because I'm talking about fast and furious deals galore for you now. Yes. I am talking about not just one product, not just 2, sometimes 3 or even 4 beautiful products thrown together at discounted prices. It could only be one thing. It has to be Becky's Bargain Bundles. Okay, let's get started. Where are we going? On the table. So what is a bargain bundle? Okay, it's essentially we get lots and lots of gemstones together that we think look nice together, that we think might inspire, and we give you them at a low price. I've got to say, these are stunning. Helena, very well done on this one. Love is all you need. Take a look at these. These are actually gorgeous, gorgeous little love hearts. Aren't they stunning? Red quartzite love hearts. Very, very subtle, very, very gentle. Got an element of the sunstone about them, haven't they, with the colouring, or even the even a bit of the mookaite colouring to them. Very, very gentle, detailed love heart shape on these ones. It's quite nice because it's not really obvious, it's not OTT, but it is still very, very clearly an adorable little love heart. Each one of these is just beautiful. Use it by itself, use it as a group, use them tip to tip or tail to tail to give you really different looks. Stunning, 80 carats worth there, and those are 8mm hearts. I've never seen a strand like that. I'm now going to add to this situation some very obvious heart shapes. These are your gorgeous big bold shell. You've got such a large surface area on these, which means because they are shell, you get the opportunity for that gorgeous sheen, that stunning iridescence. Iridescence caused obviously just by the kind of diffusion, diffraction of the light through the surface of these. Just gives you a real nice dispelled look. It's beautiful. Those are 18mm. And then, lastly but by no means leastly, I love this strand. How unique and individual is that strand? It's stunning white howlite, real deal natural howlite. We don't see natural howlite often at all. We've got it here today though, and those flowers are sensational. They're big and flowers, sorry, those hearts. But actually I was thinking flowers, you could do flowers with these beautifully because of the shape of them. But with these hearts, look how sturdy they are. Your price point today for all 3 strands should be, we're taking this low for you. We love a bargain. We don't just love a bargain, we adore a bargain. We hardly ever see natural howlite anymore. I've never seen a strand like this. $8.95 for you today. Everybody gets the opportunity to get involved with this today. Love is all you need today, especially at that price point. I think a lot of people have just fallen in love with this bundle. Come on in, get yourself on the phone lines, 0800 644 655. Flowers, tiaras, unisex pieces you could do with this. Lots of different age groups here as well, isn't there? Just looking at these individually. They are absolutely beautiful. I quite like the idea of doing a flower shape with the large hearts and then doing a smaller flower shape with the smaller hearts and always resting those internally, just like Claire did with the trumpet on the daffodil. $8.95 for all 3 strands. Absolute bargain there, and genuinely I think that's amazing just for the natural howlite, really. $8.95 for you today on that one. I'm now going to bring you another bargain bundle, which is a little delicate pop of pink. All the same gemstone, but in very, very different forms. You've got some dainty, you've got some faceted, and you've got some big and bold. Strawberry Fields. Take a look. Beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to have a colour palette the same. What is Strawberry Fields? John Lennon. John Lennon's song, Shrine. Where's that?
New York.
In New York? In Central Park? I've been to Central Park. How did I not know about this? It's huge. I have got here for you a gorgeous array. You've got super duper tiny, you've got beautiful facets, and you've got big and bold. You've got 40 carats worth of your faceted, those are 4mm. You've got around the same of your 4mm plain rounds, and then you've got that gorgeous strawberry pink in the 270 carats worth. I absolutely adore these. Strawberry pink, I think, is a bit of an unusual description. I don't know how many pink strawberries I've eaten, but I would say it is a milkshake colour, or even a strawberry bubblegum, isn't it? It's that kind of colour. You've got Strawberry Fields. Your price point today should be £12.85. It's not though. Price point, it's rolling it down. We're taking it down as low as we can. It's a beautiful array of colours. It's going to look great with a lot of different gemstones. £7.95 for you today on this one. Do check out your baskets. Lots of people coming in on the phone lines. When we're doing deals like this, well, you have to expect for things to fly out, really, don't you? Don't forget, today I have got my 8 under 8 coming up for you later on as well. I'm quickly coming to the end of the show. Are you going to stay with me for the next 45 minutes? If you are, I promise bargains. I promise you bargains. I'm now going to bring to you, if you got that second kit and you got the gorgeous fire opal in there, how about adding this collection? Because the colours go perfectly. Love a bargain bundle. Money off. And imagination put into the way they look. Perfect. Because let's face it, these go perfectly together. They've got that hot heat. That flame-like colouring of the carnelian that we have here. It is absolutely sensational. Lovely Helena, can I check something with you, sweet pea? Can I just check what gemstones we are definitely getting in here? Just because the description in front of me says one thing, and I know people on the web will be able to see that same thing. Myself and people on the web can see described this strand here, which is an 80 carats carnelian 6mm. You're also getting in there, though, the irregular drops, which are a 5x2 to a 9x4, 80 carats. And you are definitely getting yourself 20 carats worth of these plain rounds as well. Your price point today for 3, it is triple trouble, 3 gemstones. Should be £13.85, not today, taking it down. Could we go under 10? Yeah, go on then. 3 strands of carnelian, your price point today. Just £8.95 for you. That reminds me as well, I was watching the Antiques Roadshow the other day, and on the Antiques Road, don't yawn in my ear. I love Antiques Roadshow. They were in Chester Cathedral, and the mayor of Chester wears a carnelian ring that was the mayor of Wareham, that was first kind of engraved in Tudor times, and the mayor of Chester has always, as soon as the mayor changes, the mayor of Chester gets handed down this carnelian ring, because apparently carnelian, it says that you have to take it seriously. It says you have a high status in the Tudor times. Amazing. £8.95. Well, I thought it was when I was watching Antiques Roadshow. HFGC 49 bargain price, £8.95 for you today. Bringing to you now another bundle. Whoa, this is a colour pop. This is a colour pop. 1, 2, 3, 4 strands. Big, bold, bright, beautiful in Becky's bargain bundles.
You need to be wearing your beret.
I should, shouldn't I? Where's my beret gone? This is your pretty in pinks that I have here for you. 3 strands of gorgeous shell, 11mm on the coins, 18mm on the hearts. The stars are 14 and the stars are 18 as well. This is bright, bold and beautiful. I think if you've got a little lady in your household who loves the colour pink, or if you've got a gentleman in your house who loves star shapes and loves kind of the interest of sheen or shiller, I can imagine that they're probably going, oh, look at those at the screen right now. How about you treat them to these for getting ready for the half term or getting ready for the summer term to have a little play with, because these are going to be sensational to work with, aren't they? And actually, even for the older generations, I would say, I love colour blocking. I adore colour pop and colour blocking in my clothes, and things like this really do that. We have colour pop that's really in this season, so wearing two very different tones, but colour blocking is huge as well this season. So just wearing one colour all over to really make a statement. These make a statement, especially with the price, should be $15.80. Let's go low. How low? That is good. Should be £15.80. We're taking it down though. Your price point today is not $15.80. It's $8.95 for you today. How much is that per strand then? Because I've got 4 strands here. It's working out about £2. £2.24 approximately per strand. It's a stunning price, especially when you see how large and statement these are. I love the idea of these as a set of just a stretchy bracelet. I think it'll be really, really pretty with these, or kind of a nice statement focal piece just for a casual bit of festival wear. A wish bracelet for a youngster maybe. Oh, decorating things, decorating your household things. I think these would be nice on your festival chair. I had to sew up last year the cup holder on my festival chair, and I did it with things similar to this. It'd be really, really nice. You've got £8.95 here, pretty in pinks, well done. I've got one more Becky bargain bundle. One more chance. Box number what, sorry, Poppet? Fab. I've got one more for you right here, right now. These are beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Have a little look. Last one for now of your Becky bargain bundle. Pretty pastels. Oh, perfectly petite in their pretty pastel form, aren't they? You have got here your green blue quartzite 10mm. When we talk about colours like that, I know people always question it. What do you mean by greenish blue? Okay, well, when we talk about greenish blue, this is not just us, it's kind of in the gem world as well. The secondary word or secondary colour that we mention is the most prominent colour. The first one that we mention is just a back shade of it. So when we say that this is greenish blue, we mean that this is mainly blue, but it does have a little bit of an element of the green to it as well, just so everybody knows. Approximately 260 carats worth in there. I've also got your pink quartzite in the centre. Those are 12mm, so a bit larger, 360-ish in there. And then in the cream quartzite, I can't think of a time I've seen cream quartzite, but I love it. It's grown up, it's almost got an ivory tone to it, hasn't it? A bit vintage as well. 12mm on those, 380 carats worth your cream quartzite. Price should be. Whew. Not a surprise though. I suppose if I look at the carat weight, we're looking at 700, 800, 900, almost 1,000 carats really. $7.95. That is an absolute shocker for the carat weight that you're getting. That is amazing. Come on in and get this, because let's face it, when we think about, you know, we had our show with Angela on the other day, didn't we? And Angela the other day, she was saying that you don't need to go wild and wonderful with pieces. If you've got gemstones that just kind of stand on their own 2 feet, like we have here, you don't need to, you know, do too much tricky work with them. Well, with these, they definitely fit into that. They do the talking for themselves, don't they? What would you do with these ones, Claire?
Sorry, I was
what?
I was looking down. Sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, I think I'd maybe do some sort of like choker style.
Love that idea.
You know, the 3 different, all the colours together. Maybe, yeah, from a holiday.
Oh, I like that idea, because you've got the graduation in size too. You could sort of do a nice big, bold, sweepy.
Yeah.
Won't we? Sweepy. Okay, loads of you coming in. Well done, everyone. Love a bargain, don't you? Love a bargain. Okay. Now, Becky's bargain bundle. See you later. For now. I have got more bargains coming up right now, though, because it is... Are you ready for this? Oh, I was getting ready then, Ben. Ruined it. Okay, rewind. I've got for you now a special section that we like to call 8 Under 8. Seamless. I have got loads of treats for you right now. Let's bring to you some little treats, shall we? Things that maybe we need, things that we maybe don't see that often, and things that maybe we just like because they're an absolute bargain, like these. Your bail making pliers. These are the 3mm and the 5mm bail making pliers that we have here for you. Perfect for shaping, looping, jump ring making. You have got perfect tool here if you do want to create that really seamless, elegant, high-end and professional look and finish. Sometimes with the 6-step bail making pliers, if we want to work and make a big bail to try and loop over them, it can be very tricky. You have to do it either side at a time, but with these ones you don't. It's super duper long, super duper large, which means you can do it seamlessly, very simply. If I show you from the side, you can see the sides of these, so perfect for your jump rings. If you haven't got a gizmo coiler, or maybe you don't want to have to get out the gizmo coiler to make your own jump rings, this is perfect. You've got the opportunity to just really simply do it yourself quickly without having to get out the rods and the reels and the clamp and the everything else. So simple to do it with these. Make loads of jump rings with those, couldn't you? 8 Under 8, your price point today for your bail making pliers, £6.95. Bargain, get it whilst you can. QTZX83 is your code. Now, I know that I am moving quickly through these, but don't worry, I still have them available. It's just I've got loads of products to fit in, okay? £6.95 for you today on those ones. Bringing to you now on the T-bar, one of your favourite gems, Labradorite. It does remind me of Labrador. If you know about this gemstone, you'll know that it's named mined by dogs. I've never heard that before. That's not true, by the way. No, it's not. Labrador, found in Labrador in Canada originally. It is a beautiful gemstone, but it does look very much like Labrador. I don't know if anybody's been. I've been fortunate enough to go there numerous times when I used to work on the cruise ships. Labrador is a gorgeous kind of almost fishing village, I suppose, in Canada. And I would say the kind of months and months that I kept going, it was in kind of the colder periods of the year. It was just before Christmas. And it was very much these kind of deep, dark grey skies, but then juxtaposed with this beautiful kind of water brightness of the blue, and that's what we've got in here. You've got 80 carats worth, and on this strand you've got a really nice graduation. Sometimes with these drops the graduation is very slight, not with this one. You've got a gentle 6x4 all the way to a big bold 13x5. Your price point today, should I do my really rubbish accent? But Helena, that's not 8. That's not. Oh. Told you it'd be rubbish. £7.95 for you today. Should have been £9.95 for you. It just sounded like me, but more enthusiastic. But gosh, that was, maybe it is local radio. Gosh, Helena, that's not under £8, silly. That's what I was going for. I was watching Wizardora the other day, different story, but I was watching Wizardora back the other day, and Hangle the Hanger. That was quite scary, wasn't it? But yeah, she was quite like that, wasn't she? £7.95, been rolled down in price, £2 off for you today. Get them whilst you can. I love these. Wait, these ones? I love these. Can I just say, I've not seen a strand like this before. It's huge, absolutely huge. It's got a beautiful interaction with light through it because it's almost kind of misty in its appearance. But it's your plain rondelles as well. Very rarely do we see these. Look at them. They're bubbles, almost. They're buttons, almost. But they have got such a huge surface area on them, and you're getting so many of these. It's absolutely massive. They are really huge. How can I show you kind of a sizing of them? Well, let me, if I get my ruler out, because look at the length of this as well. This isn't the ruler of truth. Is this the original ruler of truth? No, I don't. Maybe it is, no. Oh, it's branded! Who's branded the ruler of truth? Amateurs. Have a little look. I'll cover up the branding. I can't get the stuff. But look, 30 centimetre ruler, and then look at the amount you've got extra. There's a massive amount on here. And these are absolutely huge. If I put these to the neckline, just to show you, mammoth. Please don't hit the mic. Ooh, cold too. Ooh. Ooh. Touching at the back. They are freezing. Touching at the back. That's how you know they're real gemstones. Touching at the back. Oh, it's quite nice and refreshing, that. The fact that you're going to go under £8 on this is amazing. Your price point today. Why? £6.95. No, I expected £7.95. I didn't even expect that before I saw it. But today, it's £6.95 for you. Imagine that as a ring. Oh, look at that one. See this banded one here? I'd have that one as a ring, like a button style ring, I think. Maybe just with one small gemstone at the top, or even just a head pin. Not a head pin. Yeah, a head pin. Head pin going through there would be really, really nice, wouldn't it? I love them. £6.95. Check out your baskets. Hi, everybody. It's really nice to see you. Yes, there is a mookaite. What's this? Moo. Whee!
That looks like a cow on a slide.
Cow on a slide? No, it's a cow with a kite. Whee! Well, what noise do you make when you're playing with a kite? It's like my rubbish emails to you boys, isn't it?
Yeah.
I send the boys really rubbishy emails every single morning because, you know, whenever I show you a picture, we call them slides. So I always send them rubbishy jokes like, don't know, what makes you say, whee! These slides. But the thing is, these slides is always the punchline. Be honest. Do you get bored of them? Be honest.
No.
What about that one when I said, what makes you go whee and is crispy? Fried slides. No. I was clutching at straws, I'll be honest. I've got here for you 250 carats worth of mookaite. It's one of our most popular gemstones here at Jewellery Maker. And reason being, well, possibly because of its beauty, because it's one locational, because people adore it and love it. But also because statistically this gemstone will generally sell out around about 80% of the time on its first viewing. I absolutely adore it, I really do. 250 carats worth here of this stunning mookaite. It is really, really beautiful. It's one locational. It's made up in sedimentary rock, and it is made up of these tiny microscopic ancient sort of animals that used to live in ancient seas back when they existed, and that's why every single one's a little bit different, a little bit unique, because it has little different elements within it. I just think they're stunning, perfect for this time of year, extremely popular. Price point, it's a one locational gemstone. If I said to you, oh, by the way, we've got some tanzanite on at £6.95, well, you wouldn't believe me, first off. It wouldn't happen, second off. But it's one locational. Larimar at £6.95. That's a one locational gemstone. You wouldn't expect that either. This is a one locational gemstone. We get it from Mooka Creek in Australia. It's just absolutely stunning. It's sensational and beautiful, and we're able to bring it to you at an amazing price point. Love it. £6.95 for you today. I love mookaite as well. I really do. Stunning. These. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. If anyone needs their eyes tested. So it's like they're huge. Wow. Take a look at these. They are stunning, aren't they? Absolutely huge. £450. 480 carats worth here. That is a huge amount. Oh, look, I look upside down in them. That's to do with the way that the light transmits through these. Stunning, aren't they? You have got a huge amount here. They are massive. The fact of the matter is that quartz is individual, it's unique and it's different. It's going to go with everything that you have to pair with it, as we know. But the fact that you've got such huge pieces here really makes it for me. When do you ever see, really, a 26 by 18 of anything bar possibly a cab? Well, rarely, very, very rarely, but today, here, we have 480 carats worth of your clear quartz. Should be, did I just say that right? We're going lower. Lowest ever price point for you right here, right now. What do you think of that, Pete?
Really good.
Really good. What?
I was just saying.
Did you say that again? Okay, cool. £6.95 for you today. Lowest ever price. Pete thinks that's really good, and if that's not a reason to buy it, I actually don't know what is. But because these are huge, because these are oh, sorry, Pete, did I throw you off what you were doing? But because these are so huge, because these are so massive, you get that perfect light interaction on the décolletage, on the skin. See if you can see that on my fingers. Can you? It's kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, you can, can't you? You can see the light transferring through because they're so huge. £6.95, lowest ever price. Hello, multi-buyers, lovely to see you. Thank you everybody for joining me today. That'll go beautifully, wouldn't it? Have a look. It's gorgeous, that, isn't it? That is stunning together, isn't it? You are absolutely, you've got a beautiful pair in there. Now, let me tell you about the myths and history behind where the name of this gemstone came from. Some people believe that its name derives from the Amazonian warrior women because they were found with it encrusted within their armoury. And apparently they were said to believe that it would give them strength to go into battle. But a lot of people also say that actually it was given that name because of the way it looks and for the fact that maybe it was found near the Amazonian River. It's never actually been found on the banks of the Amazonian River though, or in that area. The vast majority we get at the moment in time is in Brazil. One way that we do think that this could have been given that way is because it has the look of the Amazonian River. Can you see that you've got those kind of blue ripple-esques in them? And one thing I know that a lot of people love, that want to see, look out for the schiller, please. Just take a moment to look out. In these white areas, you're about to see these bursts of almost adventurescence. Can you see? Keep your eyes peeled. There they are. All the way to the top as well. That's because you get these, with this strand you've got big enough pieces to be able to see that. We very rarely get it with Amazonite because with Amazonite you get small pieces, but you need quite a big surface area to be able to see that. I've got it here for you. Your price point today, £6.95. Wow, because these pieces are absolutely huge, and it's amazing to be able to see that effect in them. Really astonishing to be able to see that effect, and not just in one or two. You're seeing them in all of them realistically. Yeah, even in that one there, this one here, you can see them. It's just sensational. Loads and loads and loads of you coming in for this right now. Joe, it'll go nicely with, do ya? Don't forget, I've got a brand new strand coming up for you in about 5 minutes. Go great with this. My sparkling zircon back. It's back by popular demand. Oh my gosh, it's just sensational, isn't it? £21.95. It's amazing, isn't it? £6.95. Do check out your baskets on that one whilst you can. How many have we done of this 8 under 8 now? 2 more. Fantastic. £6.95 for you today. I can't believe we're about to do turquoise at this price. It is your reconstituted turquoise that we've got here. But the lovely thing with your turquoise, because turquoise is such a rarity, what we've been doing is we've been getting elements of turquoise and essentially putting them in with a little bit of resin so that we can give you a larger amount and a larger look, but also shapes that you can hope for. Turquoise, we know the price of our turquoise like this, don't we? We've seen a few different strands and different shapes of it of late, because we get that boldness of colour, we get that matrix, so we know the price, and it's not under £8. Price point, usually, is £9.95. We know that, don't we? We know that. We've seen, I've seen coins, ovals, rondelles, drums like this, all £9.95. We're going to the lowest ever price point. Lowest ever price, never been this price before. It's just £6.95 for you today. This strand has never ever been that price point before, and I cannot guarantee you that it ever will be again, because if we sell out of all of these now, next time that we buy it, we will be going back to that original price point of the £9.95. Lowest ever price. It's never been seen at this price point before. Total and absolute bargain. And this, for this time of year, is sensational, isn't it? Because you've got those beautiful, rich, bold, holiday-esque colours, isn't it? Really, really pretty. Really, really pretty. What about with a piece of your kind of leather cord? That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? That'd be really pretty. It would just be really eye-catching, I think. You've got 140 carats worth there off the turquoise drums. Well done, everybody. Please check out those baskets for me. OJPO 69, $6.95 lowest ever price. Well done, Patty Minorca. You've got yourself one. Something rounds. Sunstone. Faceted. Oh, beautiful. Love these. These are beautiful, aren't they? Look at the quality of those. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your Norwegian sunstone. We don't see Norwegian gems that often, but when it comes to sunstone, that really is a pinnacle point location to go to for things like sunstone, because essentially the eventurescence you get within this feldspar is so magnificent anyway, but actually you seem to get that a lot more in the Norwegian variety of sunstone. That's why even you can see that gorgeous eventurescence shimmering over the surface of these like metallic balls of glitter. I just think it's an absolutely sensational strand. It's amazing. We're going to take it to a low price. Price point today is just £7.95 for you. That is our 8th wonder of the day for you here. So do get this one if you want to. What are you laughing at? Eighth wonder of the day. I don't know. If you hadn't have laughed, no one would have noticed my ridiculous statement then. Rose, check out your basket, as well as Margaret and Linda and Eileen and Jan. Please check out your baskets, everybody. Well done. Everyone is checking out now. Thank you very much. £7.95. Stunning, faceted, beautiful, eventurescent sunstone for you. Now, don't forget, about 3 minutes, I've got a brand new strand. I can't remember which one it is. Yes, I can. I'm staring right at it. Gorgeous. My birthstone. Your birthstone. No, it's not. It's your zodiac stone. It's your birthstone. It's Pete's birthstone. It's Ben's. Oh, well, nothing's it. I've got for you here fantastical 925 rose gold plated sterling silver shepherd hooks. These are beautiful, they are bedazzling, and these are going to look absolutely sensational with some of our most sought after gemstones, like that zircon that I brought to you earlier, like the that Norwegian sunstone that I've just brought to you as well. They're going to look gorgeous with those. You've got beautiful high-end 925 here. You're going to get 20 of these in total, which is going to equate to 10 pairs that we have here for you. They do state that they have 925 just on the sides of them. I know it's hard for you to see, but they do just there. So anyone who gets them, receives these or makes with these will know that you are working with something beautiful, something you have time, care and effort for. Your price point today for 20 £8.95 for you today on these ones. Designer inspiration price point BRRF13 for you today to get your hands on a really stunning high-end metal. Do treat yourself to these if you want something exquisite to go with things like the gorgeous challenge strand that we gave to Claire earlier on, or to go with that amazing Bolivian ametrine that I had earlier as well. They'd be sensational, wouldn't they? £8.95 for those is wonderful. Where's Pete? Are we waiting for Pete? You can't hear Pete, he's just walked in and gone, yo, what's going on? Woof, woof. What was that? What animal was that? Your... What do you mean that dog impression was inspired by Ryan? Ryan did it earlier. What? Do it again for me. Oh, that's better. He did a Wookiee before. Not a dog. What? What? You don't know. I don't know. Cool, cool. Thank you, Pete, for that. I have got for you, to make up for that amazing impression, I have got for you brand new strand. It's here, it's stunning, and it's yours today for a great price point. You have got genuine lavender amethyst, naturally occurring from the stunning Brazil we have here. We don't get lavender amethyst on that often at all. We're used to getting the deep, the rich, that kind of really regal amethyst tones in. But we haven't today. We've got your stunning lavender effect here. We have got beautiful, beautiful, light, gentle, delicate colouring. But then you've got that perfect, beautiful, opaque appeal to these. These are going to go sensational if you have got any kind of big, beautiful, deep, rich amethyst in your selection, such as this strand, or perhaps if you have got that kit that Claire had earlier on, these are going to look sensational with that too. It is brand spanking new, and realistically, when we bring you something very, very in particular and something very special like this, it is important that you know you can get an authenticity certificate with this. And with amethyst of this quality and in this gentle lavender colour, I definitely would, because at the end of the day, everybody knows everyone knows amethyst, but not everyone might know you can get amethyst in this lavender tone. So do get your hands on the authenticity certificate if you wish. And I tell you what, the authenticity certificate is 50p, isn't it? Should we give them the available opportunity to get the certificate for free? Really, if we take some money off, should be £11.95. How do you fancy getting the money for the authenticity back and a bit more? Price point today, next time, will probably be £11.95. Premier price offer, £8.95 for you. That's not just your authenticity back, that's your postage and packaging for the day back in your pocket. That is astonishing. £8.90. Sherry, I think I do know Sherry, yeah. But I did see some new names earlier on. But just so you know, we're not like one of those websites whereby every time you check out your basket you have to repay the postage and packaging. Our postage and packaging is a one-time payment from midnight till midnight. Buy one item, buy 101 items if you want. It's still just £2.95. It's an absolute bargain. It really, really is. £8.95 for you. Well done, everybody. 360 carats worth, brand spanking new, lowest price, but have to say, nearly forgot, have to say, it is a premier price point, so I cannot guarantee that this price will be the same next time you see it. It could well be £11.95 again next time you see this. £8.95 premier price point. Well done, everybody. Let's bring to you now another little bit of a treatio. I did promise you some more gemstone chains today, and I've got it here for you. £9.25 and beautiful, meters worth if we got it, feels like it. And lovely apatite as well. Take a look at this, really stunning. beautiful hues of deep and rich blues over, I didn't mean to rhyme then, over the surface of these. It really is sensational, isn't it? It really, really is. It's got that beautiful, rich, kind of oceanic blue to them. It's just stunning. And apatite, the quality of the apatite here is phenomenal. You can see that, can't you? You can tell that, because at the end of the day, A, we wouldn't pair it with 95 if it weren't up to scratch, but also you can see because you've got that gorgeous tone, you've got the archetypal hue, and also you've got clarity to this, which we don't always get with apatite. Your price point today, just £14.95 for you today, with an entire metre's worth of this gorgeous gemstone chain. It's fab. Do what you like with it. Make a single necklace with this. Make a single bracelet to go with it, and a really easy pair of earrings. Make yourself a wrapped cabochon and balance that, you know, balance it and place it from this necklace gemstone strand if you wanted to. A hand flower would be perfect with this. You're right, Ben. £14.95 for you is the price point. QXUD59 for you today. Well done, everyone. Please do check out your baskets, because we are extremely busy today, which is why I'm sort of, you know, firing through these as quick as I can, so everyone gets a deal when they get the opportunity to. £14.95 for you. What box did you say? High on a hill was a lonely good on the table. I'm bringing to you, yes, promise you this, didn't I? Structural wire. We've got it here. We don't see a single reel of wire that often when it's the 10mm, but I've got it here for you today. 10 meters worth, not 10mm, obviously. That would be silly. I have got for you 1.25mm. It's really up there in thickness. It's one of the thickest gauges that we bring to you, only beaten by the 1.5 in our original wire. You've got really nice, strong, sturdy wire, but as you can see, it is still super duper malleable. I'll be honest with you, you know, I did have some wire in my stash, because as a lot of you will know, you know, my background is in papercraft, and I have worked with wires here and there, never to do wire weaving before I came here, but now and again I have used it for, you know, simple things like tiara twists, just to give a little flourish to things, or bouquet effects on things like your cards. But I have worked with 0.8 that are harder and sturdier and tougher to work with than this is. This is so simple, it really is, and it really is indicative of the quality of our wire. 1.25 antiques bronze, your price point today. Just £7.95 for you today on this one. Get that whilst you can. Antiques bronze, gorgeous vintage effect. Great for things like your bangles. If you wanted to do those bangle looks, then you completely and absolutely can with these, because it is sturdy enough, and that way you don't have to use as many lengths of wire to make it sturdy, if that makes sense. Sometimes if you were to say make a bangle, you might get 4 lengths of 0.8, you know, to put together to make a nice sturdy bangle. Realistically, you can use half the amount of this, because it is super duper sturdy. £7.95, checking out those baskets. Well done, everyone. We don't do that on show often at all, do we? Bringing to you now on the table, Bex, a bundle. It's at the end of the show. Oh, nearly at the end of the show. How do I know? Because this, ladies and gents, is something special we've been saving. Have a look. Bit of a bundle. Not just a bit of a bundle, a stunning, epic, all sorts of gemstones I've got here for you. I've got 2 strands of these stunning multicoloured agates. Those are 2mm. I am getting 2 of these, aren't I, Sweet Pea? Definitely, yep. So I've got 2mm on those ones, 10 carats worth there. You're getting 1 multicoloured agate. Just to let you know, sorry about that, just to let everybody know, your photograph will show you, if you're watching online, it will show you 2 strands, but it is definitely only 1, sorry about that. So just to let you know, what you're seeing picture-wise, ignore that, it's definitely just 1 strand of that, so sorry about that. But still, it's a great bargain. You've got 2mm on those, so a considerable amount of craftsmanship on there. Really, really delicate, really, really beautiful effect in here. you've got your multicoloured agate 10 carats worth there. I've also got here 70 carats worth of your 6mm striped agate there, which is a really beautiful variety of tones. And then lastly, but by no means leastly, I have got for you the striped agate 10mm 200 carats worth. And hello, can we say sorry about the mix-up with the picture, with a lower than discussed price? Yeah, we can do better than that. Let's do better than that. I like that. Price point today should be. We were going to take this to £9.95, hand on heart £9.95, but there was an issue with the picture, so we're going to be mischievous. We're going to take it lower. £8.95 for you today on this. That is amazing. Did I say 8 weird, to be honest?
A little bit.
I did. A little bit. £8.95 for you today. 10 carats worth of the multicoloured rounds, 2mm. 6mm on the 70 carats worth of the striped agate, and 10mm on 200 carats worth here. All of that's working out £8.95 for you. Lower price than usual on that, which is absolutely astonishing, isn't it? Keep checking out those baskets for me. Loads of you coming through on the phone now. Well done, everybody who's coming through on the phone. You're doing a fantastic job at getting yourself a real bargain here today. And I am chuffed to say you've got yourself an extra £1 off there. So realistically, we've taken off about £5 or £6 off this today, which is astonishing price point for agate, all sorts. Real nice array of colours in here that are going to go fantastically with many of the kits we've had on today. I have just got time, I think, to recap very, very quickly my gorgeous Zircon. I'm so happy that I had it back. We did have someone message in saying, oh, we've missed it, because people were out getting the kids and things like that. If you did miss it, handful or two of these left. To me, keep your diamond. I'm on Zircon. I really, really, really personally do prefer Zircon. I know a lot of people don't, because, you know, let's face it, diamond's got the prestige, hasn't it? Diamond's got the name. Diamond's, you know, what we think of when we think of marriage and eternity and strength. I personally prefer Zircon because it is bifringent, which means essentially it gives you more sparkle than you'd expect from a diamond. Another reason I prefer it is because not everybody owns Zircon, and I won't lie to you, I am one of those people who actually, I quite like being a bit different and a bit, I don't know, a bit unusual and having things that people necessarily don't have. You know, a lot of people will own a diamond. I think I own, yeah, I do own diamonds. I do own diamonds. Did you just call me fancy pants? How rude, Helena. But some, you know, I do own diamonds. I think a lot of people own diamonds. Not everybody has the opportunity to own Zircon though. Zircon, it shapes the way we look at the world. It gives you more sparkle, more scintillation, more bifringence than you would expect from a diamond, and essentially, and to many most importantly, it's nowhere near the price, is it? Started off with around 100. I'm heading towards my last chance saloon. £21.95 for you today. It really is just sensational for you today. Look at that. Imagine getting that home and being able to work with this. Can I just say to you, please, when you get this home, if you've never owned Zircon before, just do yourself a favour today. Do you know what? It's the start of the weekend. A lot of people at the weekend will think about other people constantly, you know. At the weekend, it's a bit of a time for yourself, isn't it? But, you know, you've got people to visit, or you've got the Sunday roast to cook or whatever. And if that is you, just treat yourself today to a Zircon and just see how stunning this is, because honestly, I don't think you'll ever go back. I don't think you will ever see anything as beautiful as Zircon if you've never owned it before. Well done, everyone. Check it out. 30-day money-back guarantee, but there's no way you're going to be using it. I did start off with almost 100, but I'm quickly down on that now. I'm 28 of these left. I just love it. I want to own it. Oh. Let's go see what Claire's created, shall we? Let me take my notes. I'm heading on over to the lovely Claire now, and I had a nosy before. Now, when you were making, I was like, that wasn't because I've already had a nosy at what you've made with these.
I tried to be really organised and get it started quickly, and then I don't know what happened. So yeah, I didn't get the ring done. Sorry.
Started gassing, didn't you?
Yeah.
Started chatting.
It's all right.
The one thing we said she was going to make. But to be fair, we didn't know you were going to make an absolutely beautiful bangle like this. Look at that!
And there are loads of the gems left. So
Look
you can see how many.
Yeah,
loads and loads.
there's loads there. Let me take them off for you. Look at that. There's absolutely loads of these. All of these brand spanking new. Can you even see the fire in these from there, can't you? All of this strand is brand spanking new for you today, and we did that premiere price point. How are they to work with?
Wonderful, wonderful. And I picked the one that if I had got round to doing the ring, that one would have But yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous.
They are sensational, aren't they?
Wonderful.
What did you like about working with them?
I like the drill hole in them and the shape of them. They do sit really nicely. If you do a nice loop of wire, and they'll sit really nicely in there, but then you've got the full facet, you know, the side of the facets on, so they're really sparkly.
I do adore it. I really, really do. Look how stunning that is. How do we create this then?
I think it's with the 1.5, I think it was, and so four strands of it, and then you know the weave we did in the second kit, so just with the gold.
Oh yeah, actually, can you see that?
So that weave that we did earlier, you can see the you know, using the 0.4, I think it was, on the silver, and then just bend the bits round.
That's perfect, isn't it? It's just beautiful. It really, really is. £9.95 for that strand, and I need to point out again that was a launch price offer, so I cannot guarantee that will be the price next time you see it. Claire, you've been an absolute delight.
Oh, thank you.
Your pieces have just gone down epically well. We will take pictures and put them up on
Lovely,
Facebook.
thank you.
Where do we find you on Facebook?
I think it's JM Guest Designer, Claire MacDonald.
Correct.
I remember my name.
Well done. God, don't show off. I am joined tomorrow by, I'm so glad to be back with her. I've missed her face a lot. It is the wonderful Debbie Kershaw, and she's doing something a bit different. Friendly plastic. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening, everybody. See you soon.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information. Come and join Jewellery Maker on Facebook and get involved with over 50,000 people who have liked us. You'll get up-to-date information about